Racism still alive, they just leave you chilling it. But I know they don't want me in the damn club. They even make me show I did it get inside a Sam's Club. I done did dirt and went to church to get my hands scrubbed. Swear I've been baptized these 3 or 4 times. But in the land when niggas praise you cons and getting paid, it's gonna take a lot more than coupons to get us saved. Like it take a lot more than do-rags to get you waved. As sad as that day, my girl father passed away, so I promised to Mr. Rainey I'm gonna marry your daughter. And you know I gotta thank you for the way that she was palmed. And I know that you was smiling when you seen the car parter. And you sent tears from heaven when you seen my car get balled up. But I can't complain what the accident did to my left eye. Cause look what the accident did to left eye. First Aaliyah, now Romeo must die. I know I got angels watching me from the other side. When it comes to me, one thing I found, you never let me down. Get up, I 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 get down. We're all here for a reason on a particular path. You don't need a curriculum to know that you're a part of the math. Can't make up the lyrics, but I'm so damn serious. That's why I expose my soul to the globe, the world. I'm trying to make it better for these little boys.
WIIFTBPM. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Ricky said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we about 60 years old. I be done had a heart
You gotta
attack.
get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah.
I don't like that one.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what we doing on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off for work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
Sometimes have a tendency to look at you religiously, but nothing even matters to me. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. You won't find me at no store. No time for manicures. With you is never either one. 'Cause nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters at all. Nothing even Nothing even matters. Now my team could score and make it to the Final Four. Just repossess my 4x4. Yeah, 'cause nothing even matters no more. Nothing even matters, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nothing even matters to me.
WIFTV-PM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it out. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, on a week 304 Wednesday. Caught me with the hot mic action. DJ Trick
is a luxury car.
Okay. I'm not. Okay, I'm first of all, I'm not gonna front on any Genesis. That's not what I'm doing. Okay, but Riis. Okay, can I tell this story, please? Just this part. Just this, only this little part.
Of course.
So, Riis, you know I'm outside, you know. I think it was Friday, was it maybe? I think it was Friday because it was like, I wish I had some Tell Me, I wish I could have saved it. I was like, I really wish I could go back upstairs and do this for Tell Me Something Good Friday. But, Riis, you know, Ruthie we was outside. I was kind of lamenting about whether I was going to drive the old school, what I was going to do for the weekend, etc. Blah, 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 blah. And, you know, I was like, you know, and then I started talking about cars and we got into a little conversation. And then, you know, I was talking about, you know, old Panamera, the Batmobile, you know what I'm saying? You know, I got a little swag about my car, but it's all good. And then Ruthie tells me, she says, you know, a Genesis is just like driving a Bentley. A Rolls Royce. Bentley. You said Rolls. Did you say Bentley?
I don't remember what car I said.
I said wait.
But it was a luxury car.
I'm gonna give it luxury. I'm not giving it Rolls Royce. I'm not giving it Bentley status.
It's
it's not comparable in price. I got it, but Riis, you know my question was, Can I tell what my question was? Did I tell you what my question was? Because I felt like this was one of them player moves, because Ruthie don't really know about cars. So, he probably got in the front seat in the recline. They got the reclining front seats. Like, baby, you know this Genesis is just like I got you riding in a Rolls Royce, right? I was just like, Ruthie, please, I hope you didn't give him none for the Genesis.
Genesis is a luxury car.
I agree. It ain't a Bentley. It ain't a Rolls Royce. Okay.
So, like they try to blend them two together.
Hey, you know what it reminded me of? When Cat Williams was like, hey, you know how people talk about a Chrysler 300? It looked just like a Bentley. Till the Bentley pull up. Yeah. Then they be like, let me put this mug up. I was like, that is the classic example of the millennial world. Right? Like, new rules, new brands, new whole thing.
This ain't got nothing to do with millennials.
There was not a Genesis when I was your age. Literally. There was no Genesis when I was your age.
That's because it just wasn't a market for it.
And what market is that, Ruthie? Even though, shout out to all the Genesis owners.
The people that want a Genesis.
I'm not tripping. I'm saying it's a nice car. Maybe I'm just old school. Is that it? Like, I only have
You're brand loyal.
I'm not just brand loyal, but I feel like I'm classic brand loyal. So if it's a new brand, it got to get established. So probably by the time it's 50 years old, that's when I start being like, oh, okay. Right? Because I'm just now getting there with Hyundai, right? Right? And Hyundai been around forever. Now mugs driving around in a Hyundai like they got a Lex bubble. My son act like he got a Lexus.
Is it Hyundai or Honda?
There's Honda and there's Hyundai.
Oh, for real? Oh, I never really paid attention.
Honda. That's the original. Then there's Hyundai. Hyundai. And I'm going to tell you, my son, let me tell you, he drive his Hyundai like he got a Lexus coupe. He be pulling up right next to me.
Because it probably drive like
he be
one.
like, he be skirt. He be like, Dad, you in my spot. He be like, you gonna keep your car in the garage? I was like, boy, if you don't go park your car on the street, and don't be acting like he like, I need to put it in the man. If you don't get that car on the street,
he right though. He trying to preserve it. Why he gotta walk out in the elements?
Because it's a 2-car garage, and unlike.
I think y'all should take turns.
I think you should. you better mind your damn. You better mind your damn business.
So he can know what it feel like to pull up in the garage.
He know what it feel like. I done been driving him in that same damn garage for 20 years, 17 years. Now you talk about could I park?
Different when he pulling that. You feel me?
And then
let him get a turn.
Man, please.
You ain't even right.
You better go parallel park, dude. You better go get your Chicago. First of all, do you see these kids standing on the bus stop? Do you see these kids standing on the bus stop? Do you see them? Do you see these grown people standing on the bus stop?
See, he should have hit you with Pops, man. You just told me it was some crazy stuff going around here, man. You really want your son to park in the front? You just told me that it was some gun.
Be a man.
Be a man. Gunshots are
Get in before dark.
Gunshots,
Run park by the gate.
That's what you have no time.
There it is. So they catch you right in the back. But if you don't park that damn car on the street, man, he was like, do I get a remote? Do you get a remote? Man, if you don't get, man, you. And I was like, he hit me up last night, and I was like, wait a minute, did you pay your car? Have you paid your insurance? Because I know your Auntie Neil about to send me a bill. What you mean? How many days a week you work? 3.
You got it. It's going back to school.
Hey, dog, then he gonna have a terrible senior year because he finna learn. You gonna learn today.
He thought it was the going back to school packet. You feel me?
I got the going back to school packet.
He thought it was
Pop on the rampage.
He thought it was the going back to school packet.
Pop on the rampage.
Yeah, he did. Man, he sent me a text last night talking about. I was like, oh, so I'm gonna just collect your birthday money so I could pay Auntie Neil. So I was like, how much you want for your birthday? Then he want to look all funny. Like, oh, no. I told you. So it's like he getting ready to learn the lesson of connecting the car to the payment and not paying and not having a car. You know how it's like
that's a very practical lesson.
It's just, wait, you ain't paid a note? You ain't sent me no insurance money. You ain't sent it to me unless Auntie Neil send me a note somewhere today telling me she got some insurance money. Hey, cuz.
Annie up.
Either that or give me the keys. You gotta be.
You ain't got to take it there now.
Well, wait.
Man, they gotta pull up and take it, man. You gotta.
I'm gonna send him a note. I'm gonna send him what I need is an invoice.
You said, he learning adulthood. Then show him when you get that note from your car place saying you need to pay your thing.
That's why he probably trying to park it in the garage. But you can't park it in my garage because I'm the repo man.
He gotta practice.
Right.
He gotta practice.
He told me he gotta practice. He practices.
He gotta practice being on the boot list.
Look, man.
Right. This
now
is how
that is a now. Hey, you gotta prepare him now. You gotta prepare him.
Now where he live, they don't even boot.
Oh, good.
They don't even got no meters.
Good.
I be like, for real, dog. Nah, man. Yeah, we went to the car wash the other day. You know, I was thinking about things that I just, you just take for granted. I realized he had some apprehension about putting the car in the car wash because he had never driven in the car wash by himself.
Yeah, it can be kind of.
So I was like, hey, man, let's go put the car in the car wash. Then we did that, and then I showed him how. Then we went and put air in the tires. And I'm glad we went together because I just, like, he knows how to put air in the, how he seen me put air in the tire, but it's the actual do it. And so I made him actually do it, but what was good was the way the new tire things are at the fancy places, you swipe it and then you set the tire pressure. And then you put it in. And I didn't realize that, so it was like a learning experience, so I would have been fussing like, man, you ain't put no air in your tire! But now, it does automatic, even though I told him to get one. I realized that I had bought a tire pump for my car and didn't realize that there was one as part of the package. So I'm going to give him that. And then he got his AAA. So I showed him the whole AAA. So it was kind of a...
come on now.
That man, I'm not even going to tell you. I ain't even going to trip.
He got a lot at 7. And listen, man, at 17, I probably had the Eagle Man insurance.
Shoot. He might be getting Eagle Man. He don't pay this bill, dog.
Man. And I had to keep $50 and call Red, the tow man. If my car, Red gonna tow it for $50.
Big Red, come get my car.
Yeah, Red gonna get up no matter
where
what.
you at, dog?
Yeah,
I got you, dog. I got you. Yeah, but do Red got a flatbed or he had the hook?
He got both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, then I need to get Red number sometime. I got to keep the old school be acting funny sometimes, so you got to stay on the ready with a tow truck, man, for the old school. All right, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl Ruthie Moore. I was going to tell my other joke, but since we did this joke, I'm going to let that one go.
Oh, I'm so glad you got you a joke, Joe Osteen.
Oh, right. Let's start with a little something funny. I like to start with a little humor. There was a man going to heaven, and when he got to heaven... No, I'm just playing. All right, y'all, it's Ruthie Moore. So, but because obviously, Joe starts with a joke in the morning.
Listen, I know.
You be Joe enough?
No. I'm still mad.
You mad? I be mad too. I be like, man, what door did you lock, dog? I be trying to see. I be like, man, he was probably like,
was they lined up outside, knocking on the door trying to get in the church? And he was like, no.
Nah, he just was like, lock. You know how you do. Lock the doors, turn out the lights, and everybody leave. And they be like, we wasn't there, dog. I'm sorry. I see you on the ring, but I'm not there. I'm sorry, I'm not there. Ruthie Moore, how you feeling today on week 304 Wednesday?
Good, hump day.
Uh-oh.
Like, get
ain't
over
nobody
the hump.
humping around. Right. Get up off your back. Y'all remember that song by Bobby Brown? Ain't nobody humping around. I was thinking this. We should do a contest of all the songs that you sing the words wrong to.
Oh my goodness!
Like all the song, like play the song and make people sing it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
On the radio, like, so you act like you know what because y'all be making fun of me, and like we put it be real karaoke.
Yeah, your lyrics are.
My lyrics are best. I have the best remixes ever. Yesterday I had the best remix.
You missed it, Ruthie.
What was it about?
The man put Tuesday.
Why we on the Hotline Bling,
and all I do is win.
I remixed. It was a Drake remix. It was the Drake's hottest remix, the hottest Thefteries.
My favorite is I Want to Be Ready. I still laugh about that one.
What? Ready When Jesus Comes?
But you remixed it.
Oh, I could. I could remix a song. I'm gonna tell y'all. If y'all heard some of the remixes I've done in my head, like I'd be so. Huh?
They'd be pretty good.
I'd be cold with it if I could just learn how to work the.
That's why God He can't give you too much.
Right? He can't.
This is an example of why God don't give us certain talent.
Oh no, y'all lucky God didn't let me sing. If God let me sing, I wouldn't know none of y'all.
Oh Lord, thank you for not letting Maze be able to beatbox.
Man. I could do it. I'm telling you.
For the black? I don't know. What? I do not know.
Ooh, yeah. I'll be like that Martin episode. KC, Joe, ooh, yeah. Ruthie. I'll be out. All right, y'all. So that's Ruthie Moore. She said good on a Wednesday. All right, y'all. Shout out to my man DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. DJ Riis the Ruler. How you feeling this morning?
Blessed by the best. You already know the rest. Halfway through.
Halfway. Actually, more than half. Yeah. Well, actually, you at half at 7:30. Yeah. Then you halfway. 7:31. Then you over the hump. At least for this part. Because you know, Riis, I don't know. Some days I be thinking you might be bouncing out. Look, I was driving by Lollapalooza. Man. I was looking for Riis to be deassembling the whole joint. Man, listen. Riis, wait, please tell me you didn't go to Lolla.
Oh, no.
Because, dog, if you, I see you got to switch. Look, I see y'all with these long sleeves on. Oh. I'm going to start doing an arm check at the door.
That's because
monkey pox.
That's because I like when you be having the, I like when you have the air on. I like the air, not Ruthie. Ruthie gonna come no matter. You can never tell what weather it is. Like Ruthie would make.
But you see last week, there are some shows from last week. Ruthie had on a coat, a jacket, a hood, and was like this the whole show. I was like, is it that cold in this month?
It be freezing.
It ain't that damn cold.
It be freezing.
It ain't that. I was like, it was.
You need some iron, Ruthie.
There's some iron in your blood. That's what black people. That's what y'all folks. You cold? You need some iron. No, I need the heat on.
You need some iron in your mouth.
But yeah, the heat is on 65, and it's freezing outside, and they be like, you need some iron. No. I need you to turn the thermostat up. That's what I need you to do. This thermostat don't go past 67, 68 in this. I just think about the fact that the thermostat in my house growing up never went past 68. They used to have days when it would be like 70 below zero, and I would sleep. I had the house, my room was on the front, and I could feel the wind from the plastic going in and out because they were plastic, the windows, but it was
still cold.
Right, 68. Man, I slept in like 3 pairs of socks. Like, see, I want to know what the power bill was. Because, for it to be 68 degrees, that son of a gun couldn't have been more than $30 a month.
That was probably a lot.
Ruthie.
I'm saying back then that was a lot.
To be cold, though.
$35 is kind of a lot back in the
day. That's a lot.
In the 80s,
for a bill. Hey, fam. There's nothing worth your freezing. Let me stop. Because I remember DJ Riis and the survival techniques.
So, I ain't had to eat a couple of times. So,
by default.
I'm telling you, so I was looking like, hey man, 60. If I could turn the heat on, you feel it would have been good. So
it's the worst.
What's that?
That's when your gas bill ain't paid in your
the sound of it.
And you trying to light you trying to ignite. You be hitting the ignite button.
And then you get real quiet to hear it to see if it's going.
Right. You everybody shh.
Dang man,
or you hear clicking and then be like,
and look at the meter, they got like that little lock on it.
Then you be like, all right, who could take this off? Man, I'm gonna tell you, I learned there was a time when I thought like if your power was off, that meant it was off. Like I thought you had to get candles. Man, I done seen so many
finagles.
Man. Okay. I ain't even tell you about it, but anyway, I remember one time I used to wonder why is there all these extension cords in this hallway? Mm-hmm. It would be like they had re-rigged a whole network of extension cords and they had mounted them to the walls down the steps, so it was out the way and everything. I was like, what kind of electricity?
The good kind.
All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Maze, Riis, and Ruthie. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. Let's get this thing up and away. I got a lot to talk about. Hey, since we on the plane, though, Ruthie, you want to ride out to Taiwan, catch up with old Speaker Pelosi? She is in Taiwan, but we might have to dodge some missiles, and we might have to get past the Chinese Navy and subs because they done snapped off. Talking about what you doing in our land.
Yeah.
Right.
They bluffing.
Okay, I got you. That's exactly what the January 6th people was doing too. We were just bluffing. No jokes around here. We weren't gonna really hang Nancy Pelosi. I think that's a little that she is doing the ultimate Karen to me, but I'm gonna let that. We're gonna talk about it a little bit later. Did you see the mayor's getting questioned? About her NASCAR deal is getting questioned.
About some aldermen? Or about who?
Yeah, about the aldermen who are the 3 downtown aldermen. Alderman,
I saw that.
Alderman Brendan Riley, Alderman Pat Dow, and Alderman Sophia King, all who, did you know that for a part of this, they're going to shut down, was it 2 weeks or 2 months?
I think 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks, they're going to shut down downtown, the area of the racetrack. Like, hey, Joe, you telling me you shutting down Roosevelt for 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, cuz. And guess what? How much money we getting for it?
Not like
we getting a $500,000, $500,000 permit fee, $2 off the ticket sales. Who gonna pay for tickets when it's outside for free? So you mean to tell me I gotta pay?
Block it off.
Can I tell you the best part of the article though? I want y'all to go read the Sun Times today. I'm not promoting them, but I want you to read their NASCAR article because you know what they said. What's in it for the taxpayers? And I was like, oh.
Uh-oh.
Right.
What's in it for the taxpayers?
Oh, see, I told you it's applicable. I would not be mad if somebody said what's in it for the white people.
They do it all the time.
They be like, it's
unspoken.
It was written right. It's written for us. We wrote this for the white people. So I would. People say, what would you say if it was what's in it for? I'd be like, dang, y'all got to answer. Y'all could be like, this is in it for the white people. We still asking.
That's why they don't ask, because they got to answer.
They don't want you asking.
And they don't want you. Come on.
Shout out to the heat. Y'all make sure that we check on our elders and our seniors. The temperatures are supposed to reach 105 degrees. Feel like 105 degrees today. I noticed that did we ever find out what happened to the north side people that was responsible for killing those seniors who said they were in the oven? And I thought it was pretty crazy that it was black people dying in the ownership group.
I think they had a lawsuit.
Okay. Well, I hope that they get taken care of. Did you see Darren Bailey said that that the Holocaust does not compare to the number of abortions that have happened, the amount of life lost. They went back and dug up some old statements and are now playing them.
Oh, okay.
But I want to talk about this in a minute. I want to talk about it. But I want to talk about it but not talk about it. Tim King resigns from Urban Prep after allegations of financial confusion. Let's call it that. I.e., they like, where the money go?
Good word.
Financial confusion. You think about Urban Prep being held out as the model for years and years and years and years. But I also think about how many... there was an interesting story in the paper about it. I don't want to... I don't pile on when the times are crazy. But I do think that there were some questions that people raised over time in regards to Urban Prep outside of the look. Because, we love us a uniform. Mm-hmm. And I remember Urban... So here's the crazy part. A lot of people have it confused. Because I'm not saying never, but I did. I lobbied for charter schools overall. Mm-hmm. And one of the biggest components to getting the approval of funding for charter schools was Urban Prep. And I remember so the biggest charter school operator was Edison in the black community, right? Like most of the Catholic schools, like there were a couple black charter schools, But what I remember distinctly was urban prep, the yellow scarves, and the young people being used to lobby in Springfield for charter schools. Mm-hmm. And it was funded by, like, nobody wanted to have the big white operators talking to black legislators. So it was our young people that were there. I mean, it was a great strategy, but I look at it now and I think about us being used as the tip of the spear, and now it's gone, but all the other people are still around. Standing strong. They didn't have financial challenges they didn't find. And it's easy then to throw out the black guy, and you know what's going to happen, right? There's going to probably be a white operator that picks up that school, because CPS is going to ask for a company to take it over. And then you're going to have what was once our shining beacon still operating under the guise of, because there'll probably be a black principal and there'll be a black, right? But if it was me, if I was a charter school or network operator, I would be looking to acquire that, right? Especially if I'm a large white one, because then I have the top, regardless of what you say, urban prep, and if you don't read the paper, it still has the top, probably charter brand in the black community. Mm-hmm. And so if it was me, I would acquire it. And then I would use that as my kind of beacon and tip of the spear. Because at that point, who are the black charter school operators? What interest do we have in charter schools? Right? So just something to think about. Paul Vallis apologizes for speaking to Awake, Illinois. Now, he didn't say it, and he was just at a panel, but he is being forced to apologize for tweets that a member of the organization that he spoke to made. Does this sound very familiar? I want to point it out a little bit later, because a little bit later I have come to recognize, I want to talk about why I'll probably never apologize again. Because then it takes, you add that to, did you see what happened with Beyonce?
And she said spaz?
Now Monica Lewinsky wants her to...
Oh, I saw that. I thought that was a joke.
Monica Lewinsky now wants her to remove... Monica wants her to fix Partition. 9-year-old album wants her to go back and take Monica Lewinsky off my dress. And it just got me to thinking, like, I really don't know that you can ever apologize. I just think that apologies... forced apologies only open you up to more forced apologies and pushes you into a corner. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later at the end of the show, because I want to save it. But I just thought about that, like...
Well, I think Beyonce's whole thing is, like, women empowerment. And the Monica Lewinsky situation was with... Like, it was messed up. Like, hindsight, people look back like, oh. So.
I look back like, 20 years later, I feel a certain way about Monica Lewinsky, and I feel like as a 19-year-old young lady, she shouldn't, I feel like she
just advocating for herself. Like, she's using her voice. Everybody don't have a platform to even be able to talk about, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's why it's really elevated. It's just because she has a platform to be able to. But we walking down a real slippery slope if we got to go back and...
If you got to go back, I'm telling you now, the answer to apologies is then someone else will find an offense. And I just think it does not behoove. I just don't see where it benefits you to apologize. Like, I don't, because I feel like once you apologize...
I think it's situational.
And I think we'll talk about it. And I think that in this world that we live in right now, even if you attempt to acknowledge where you could be, it's selective. And it's like, so then, Monica, I want you to apologize. I want to go Google up your family. I want your 23andMe, and I want you to go back some more years, and I want you to find. Don't ask no black people to apologize for nothing till y'all get y'all stuff right and pay me my reparations. Then we could talk about all of it. I'm tired of black people being forced, and like we are now having to apologize for things that other people said because you was in the room. And I wasn't having, I'm trying to fight for my own damn self. So we're going to talk about it all. I feel you on the Monica Lewinsky thing, because I feel she made herself a verb. And I do think the world.
Wait, what? What you mean? Beyonce did it.
No, she did it.
Catchy way, in a very catchy way.
No, Monica Lewinsky was a verb well before Beyonce. The Monica Lewinsky was a verb from the moment that video played right up until Monica Lewinsky came on, and we was all like, "Dag, that is kind of crazy." But I don't know about this. So the next thing you're gonna be like, alcoholics gonna be like apology for drunken love. Man, you made me feel terrible because I was an alcoholic, and now you have triggered. Like, no, not with it.
I mean, I think that would be a valid point to point out some of the things in music that are very persuasive to people. I mean, I think that's why I think in this context if we're talking about music, like right now, how they have the whole rap legislation thing, like should rap lyrics be able to be used in court cases? Like I think it goes into like freedom of speech, it goes into like artistic expression. Like I think it's a deeper conversation, but I do get the connection to the whole apology nation that we becoming. Like,
yo, cuz this is exactly why we have to have a private place. So who apologizes for, man? So I'm not for the, and we're gonna say this because I don't want to.
Well, white people been doing it too, though. Remember how we was talking maybe like a few weeks ago about redlining and how they are like acknowledging the historical inequities like that have like led up to the present day conditions for black people, like blatantly telling us that it happened. And that's their way of apologizing.
That's their way of setting themselves up to be able to say
the narrative.
We don't have to. That's their way of saying, okay, we told y'all about it. We ain't gonna do nothing about it, but we did. I'm sorry.
Yes.
But we ain't gonna do nothing about it.
But that same culture, like that same thing, I don't even have a name for it. That same thing that creates that is the same reason why Monica Lewinsky can be like, hey, Beyonce, take my name out of this, and you can't say spaz.
And it's the same reason that white people can call black people racist. Nope, not going. We're going to talk about it at 8:30 because I think it's just a healthy debate that we can have, and I appreciate your perspective because, man, you probably ain't gonna never get me to apologize no more. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Look, y'all, I am your host, Maze Jackson. We got Maze, Riis, and Ruthie. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll welcome the Saints from WBGX. Plus, get to the social media question of the day. It is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune into the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
Hey, Chicagoland. All roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, and I want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around. Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:45 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. As we head over to sports, the Chicago Cubs get shut out 6-0 against the Cards, while the White Sox get some revenge as they beat the Royals 9-2. In the WNBA, the Sky taking on the Dallas Wings last night at home as they will fall 84-78. 8. Set over the traffic now on the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop will be 21 minutes. Outbound will be 17. On the Edens inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange and back will be 28 minutes. And the Eisenhower in both directions are 35. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan, 39 minutes. Outbound will be 30. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 34 minutes. 26 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan, 19 minutes to the Loop, 12 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson and back will be 7 minutes and 8 minutes north. Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 75 and mostly sunny. Today will be a high of 90 with a low of 73. I'm Reese the Ruler. Happy Wednesday here on The Maze Jackson Show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come on the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn around. God's gonna turn around.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl Ruthie Moore and my man DJ Riis the Rule on the ones and twos. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Riis, open up the phone lines. Y'all, I need your help. I need you to help me understand. But before we get into this, I need y'all to y'all need to call in because I need y'all to tell me if I was right or wrong. Because some days, yeah. So anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host Ruthie Moore, plus my man DJ Riis the Ruler. Want to welcome the Saints of WBGX. They out tune in every day from 6:30 to 8 on 1570 AM. That's the Saints of WBGX, 1570 AM on the Big Gospel Express. Every day, 6:30 to 8. They get here at 6:30. They stay till 8. Now, we got a whole nother set of people that we call them the sinners because they got to get here early and they stay late. It is the people on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Now, you too can call us at 872-259-7474. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, 872-259-7474. Ruthie, Riis, callers, I need some help. And so, and it's interesting that you say God's going to turn it around. I think it's wonderful that we got the Saints on board because I need Jesus. Let me back up. I need some spiritual guidance. See, I come from a place where they tell you to turn the other cheek. I come from, let me back up. Because if I was in the New Testament, they say turn the other cheek. Love thy neighbor as thyself. But Ruthie, then there's that, I feel like I'm kind of more Old Testament-y.
What that one say?
An eye for eye, tooth for a tooth. I'm going to bust you in your lip. What you say about my mama? And so Ruthie, Riis, I vacillate between the two because, Sister Jackson, I got a whooping 2 weeks ago, so I'm still recovering from that spiritual whooping that I got. But in the meantime, I was out last night at an event. Ruthie, now I have there's two types of reactions to me at events, at a political event, at a fundraiser, right? And I want to send a big shout out to the person that invited me. Your daughter did a wonderful job, sang a tail off. For all intents and purposes, I'm going to leave all the names out of it because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. So, Ruthie, I come to the event, and there's two reactions to me at political events. It's like, it's the people, Maze! And it's the people like, this. And I feel like I was in a 50-50 crowd, right? So usually in a 50-50 crowd, what I do, Ruthie, is I say hello to all the Mays, right? If you don't, and you could tell the people that's like, I don't mess with them. So I don't really bother them. I just, say my what's ups to people. Now sometimes it may irritate people because they want everybody to be mad at me or whatever, but they're not. And they be like, man, I listen to your show all the time. Sometimes people feel like people be like saying it in front of people just so they can be like, I listen to Maze, I listen to you every day. And it's that. So there's those people that be like, I know how people try to play you to the left. So I'm gonna be sure to go out of my way to make sure that while you here, that you got my support. Mm-hmm. Then there's the people that be like, so usually I make my rounds, and because of how people try to attach me, I go find me a seat. So yesterday it was an event, and it was like a seated event where you could go find you a seat. You know what I'm saying? And I was waiting for the performance, and Riis and Ruthie. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at Facebook. I'm scrolling, waiting for the performance. And then I feel a shadow and a presence over me. You know how you be like, and then I see a big yellow hand in my face. Now I'm at a political event. Mm-hmm. I'm minding my own business, and a tall, big old shadow fades over me, and a big yellow hand sticks out. Am I connecting here? Who it could have been? So now,
Big Bird.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
I used
with the whole Sesame Street thing that's happening.
Right, yeah, that's a yellow hand. Okay.
So a big old yellow hand, curly fro, sticks her hand out. Now, mind you, Hope, you've ding, 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 Hope, ding, 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 Hope. So mind you, I'm fresh off of what just happened. And you tweeted that I was anti-Semitic. Mm. You walk up to me while I'm not paying attention, stand over me, and stick your hand out. Which I felt like was, and everybody is, now I realize why I feel hot, because everybody's looking. Like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Right? Like, comes in the room, got the entourage. They done put security standing by me. Right? Like, you got security, armed security standing by me. Like, I'm minding my own business. I'm literally looking at my phone. I look up, and it's like this yellow hand is in my face. There's an armed security guard over here, and then there's another dude standing on the other side of me. And it's like you done came up on me with your squad and stuck your hand out, and now the whole room is looking.
While you was sitting down?
I'm sitting down. Like this. Literally reading my phone, scrolling. You got your hand in my face, and I see an armed security guard who is adjusting his belt, and this other black dude who is your personal whatever, and all y'all are around me after you just tweeted that I was anti-Semitic. And stick your hand in my face while I'm sitting down. And then say, hello, Maze.
So it went hand, then hello, Maze.
Right.
Okay. Interesting order.
So now, mind you, we've had this dance before, and it's like you put me in an awkward position because we were in a public setting that could have embarrassed somebody else that I care about. So but I really don't want, because again, you tweeted that I was anti-Semitic, but now, because you in a place where black people give me some respect, now you want to come shake my hand. Ruthie, I was like, we had this before. We've had this conversation before. I'm not shaking your hand.
Oh. So it ain't like nothing new. Like,
well, the last time, remember I tell you about people putting you in socially awkward situations? Mm-hmm. So you disrespect my family member. You don't acknowledge them while you're on their land, and then you want me to shake your hand, but I got to shake your hand because I don't want to embarrass my family member in their place. Now I'm somewhere else. I'm sitting over here. I'm minding my business. Like I had to pause to shake your hand because I felt like it was a scene. Now, after you've participated in all of this negativity, you walk up on me with an armed security guard, another person, stick your hand in my face and then say, hello, Maze. I say, we're not doing this again. I'm not shaking your hand. To which her response is, to hell with you then. To which I said, I'll meet you there. Now, Riis, get your finger on the button. Because I'm ready. Hit the button.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Do you have to shake someone's hand because they extend it to you? Like, there's a thing called sportsmanship, and I am down for shaking hands after a loss, like after a game, whatever. But if you, like, if we play within the realm of the game, mm-hmm. I'm cool. If you go above and beyond, you attack my family, you use me as the weapon, and then because we're in a place where you think you can use another socially awkward moment to force this look like it's all good with all the people, when it's like, no. You participated in some bull crap, and it's like all the time we gotta stand there and smile and act like it's all good. Like I'm not trying to be the lesser person because I minded my business. I wasn't walking around trying to menace people. I wasn't calling the mob up there saying, hey y'all, everybody flood the spot because this is such and such here. You stick your hand in my face after disrespecting me and expect me to shake your hand, and it's like, am I crazy? For just leave me alone. Like, don't, I'm cool. Ruthie, if I see me and you ain't cool, mm-hmm. Guess what I'm going to do? Let you have your space. If I know that I did some dirty crap to you, like, there's bounds, and I'm going to say in politics, it's no, you do whatever you want to do. You use what you want to use. But I am going to say, I'm tired of being put in this is like the socially awkward position. So we just got through talking about how you led the demise of the black community. Like you walking around like, and you want me to shake your hand and say, am I wrong for not shaking hands? I'm curious. I'm sorry, because I'm a little passionate. Like, and I feel like it making me shake your hand in public is almost like a concession, or to, in one way or shape or form, with everything that we discussed and the context of which you are really the leader of our demise, in my estimation. And you walking around like it's all good, and the world is crumbling around us. Mm-hmm. And you running around with security on me. Mm-hmm. Why you just let them take our whole joint? Am I wrong for not shaking hands? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Do you have to shake someone's hand, especially if they disrespected you? Like you called me anti-Semitic. You took your platform and tweeted and sent it out to all the people, and I'm supposed to be cool? I'm supposed to act like that didn't happen? Talk to me. Look at that. I wasn't being, what you call that? What's that? Respectability. Was I not respectability political enough for you? Political. Respectability political. Political enough for you?
You know, I Okay, so if you set the scene up correctly, in my mind, you are sitting down. President Preckwinkle walks in with her entourage.
I just said a big yellow hand.
And
no person.
But okay,
but you can put it.
I think that okay. So
that's context. Okay, I'll leave it to you. We can be that.
Yep. I just need to get the visual. But okay, so interesting. So it's a conundrum to me because either it's one of two things. Ain't no in betweens. No nothing. Either is, hey, shake hands. Let's move forward together. Or it's a power play. Like, you know, like, so ain't no in between. So either is.
What you mean it's a power play? Explain that part to me.
Like, okay, so I'm the type of person, like you said, if I ain't messing with you, then I'm not messing with you. Like, I ain't finna try to do the whole, we ain't got a phony kick it. Like, I can't do that. I think a lot of that happens in business and a lot of that happens in politics. And I think that there is power in the handshake. And so so after the Republicans defeated that burn thing or whatever for the veterans, they, you know, shook hands or whatever. And people were like, oh my God, they're shaking hands to the veterans' demise. But I mean, a lot of deals and stuff can happen with a handshake. And like, so I think there's power in a handshake. So I think a handshake is either a, hey, let's work together, unify, or it's a power play. Meaning, like, even in spite of all this, I could still walk up on you because it's a way to walk up on people. And I think it's a way a way to walk up on people. And I think if you are a person in a position of power, like, okay, I'm just going to take this in a different direction and just stop me if I'm wrong. But if you were a woman and that was a man, people would make the argument that she was trying to intimidate you. But we don't really talk about it in that way because you are a black man and that is a black woman. So it's like, oh, Tony Preckwinkle ain't trying to intimidate Maze. But if you are a person in a position of power and you do have armed security and you have an entourage, it's a way that you walk up on people. And I think that if you really, this is just my humble opinion, but if I know I ain't getting along with somebody, I'm beefing with somebody, and I say to myself, I want to take this opportunity to go be civil and shake their hand, I'm gonna do that in a certain way. And to me, it's important to note the hand extension before the verbal cue. Like, if you're sitting down, I'm going to not, because maybe you don't want to shake my hand. I'm going to say, hello, Maze, and I'm going to see how you react to see, like, okay, is it appropriate for me to extend my hand, or do this man want to be left alone? But if my intention is not to give you that space to make that decision for yourself, that's a power play, in my humble opinion.
That's how I felt. I felt like you tried to intimidate me and then turn it into be the victim. Right? Because then let me just tell you, whoever the dude was who walked up on me afterwards, talk about I thought you were a real man. Nigga, if you don't get your ass up out my face before I punch your old ass, get away from me. Like, who are you talking to that you felt like you, like, first of all, y'all standing next to me, around me, you're behind me, she's in front of me, and it's an armed security guard who got his hand on his waist. This is the stuff that nobody ever sees. That I'm like, all right.
No, people see this all the time, but because they gonna call it civility. We oftentimes have to shake the hand of our enemy, like, for survival. Like, and you decided, you said in this moment, no, like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, considering the way you broke down the background. Like, it's not like you're not just making this up. This is your lived experience. Don't let nobody gaslight you into thinking that you're wrong for feeling the way that you feel. You have a right to feel the way that you feel. And I wasn't there, but the way that you described it seemed more like a power move. Like, I'm finna try to intimidate him. I didn't want to use that word because I understand the power dynamics that are at play. But politics is a blood sport. And if you really wanted to, quote unquote, bury the hatchet and shake somebody's hand on some real stuff, you do that in a certain type of way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's because there's power in a handshake.
And to me, it was. Have I told you about every time she tried to shake my hand, she be trying to like, lady, you're not gonna beat me, but she be straight up trying to crunch me. You know how people try to get your hand and try to get you, and then she'll try to get your fingers. So you got, and no, we're not shaking hands, and I don't want to be the bad guy because I didn't shake hands with somebody who literally went all the way out of her way to try and destroy me personally. Take my loved ones out of it. You called me anti-Semitic knowing what that means to the world. After coming here and sitting in my face when you were in need and when nobody and none of your people will help you, you got people because you want to sit down in a room and you want to apologize and you want to do all this, and we get no. I am tired of being played by the people who I have helped defended. Like, yo, man. And it just makes it so crazy to me. Like last night, I didn't even know literally I didn't know what to do. Sitting there, because I was like, then I just got enraged. Like I was literally, and then you're going to sit in front of me, right? Like literally, it's the whole place. You going to sit right in front of me and then have the armed guard standing over there. Like, dog, I'm not scared of you. Like, I really was thinking to myself, like, he might whoop my ass. You need the gun. And please don't nobody take it to the point of that. But I just felt like for real, y'all go. So the one dude stands behind me the whole time. I'm sitting here, he's standing behind me the whole time. Now, she's sitting in front of me and the armed security guard is at the end of the row. And I'm sitting here like, and you like, and if I tell you, if I'm saying, look, y'all, look, nobody will see it.
They did see it. They was all looking. Had they cell phones ready. What do you mean? People ain't crazy. See, all the world is a stage. And at these political fundraisers and things like that, like, it's all about the power dynamics. It's all about the show. So you would be sadly mistaken if you didn't think people was not watching, which was exactly how they was trying to set you up to see what you was going to do. And you always say people take advantage of awkward situations.
Socially awkward situations.
Awkward situations.
And so Ruthie, I just sat there, put my arm around my lady, and enjoyed the performance. But I gotta tell you, I feel a certain way when after everything that has just happened, your biggest attempt to exercise power is against me. Physically. Like, you just got your ass handed to you and every black candidate handed to you. And your focus, what you gonna do is come to the event and try and intimidate me. Go intimidate them mugs that just punked you out of all of the black positions. That's what I'm saying. So so everybody can come be hard on black people, but won't bust, what you say? You know the type, as loud as a motorbike, but wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. So what we gonna do is we gonna go make Mr. Mad Maze, and when the nigga excuse me, I apologize, but the old black man, I used to listen to your show every day. Well, then you should know why she should have not even ever approached me. If you listen to the show every day, you should have said, Madam President, say hi and keep walking. No, nigga, you gonna shake my hand. No, I'm not. Oh, you gonna shake my hand? No, I'm not. And then she got a little crony like, hello, Maze. Hello, Maze. Like, didn't you, like, you ain't talked to me for like 3 years. So right after your little squad, now y'all want to roll up on me? Hello, hello, Maze. Hi. Why, if you ain't talked to me in 2 years, why do you need to hear me say hi? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Do I have to shake everybody's damn hand? Like, I really, you know what I should have did? I should have spit in my hand. Should have been like, Cause like Ruthie.
That would have made the paper.
Would she have shook my hand then? To the hell of you. To the hell with you. I'll meet you there. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Look, we're going to take a break and then we're going to take your calls. Give us a call.
These numbers going up.
872-259-7447. Blowing up on a Wednesday. I'm just asking y'all. Why do I have to shake your hand if you are trying to stab me? You just stabbed me and you want me to shake your hand.
To me, honestly, the bigger issue is the sanitation aspect.
I was telling people, like, I'm not shaking. Look, I was telling people, you got monkeypox.
You know how many hands she probably shook before she got to you? Like, so that really could have been the argument.
So here go me. No.
And monkeypox going around too, saying no skin to skin.
So here go me though.
She had a glove on? Or she wanted like a bare raw shake?
She wanted it raw. First of all, let me back up. I wish that was the issue. I really wish the sanitation was the issue. I wish it was that simple. But you know, look at you trying to be all diplomatic. Like, I got a political career to save around here. Let me mediate.
I'm trying to be international.
Let me mediate this.
Just give it perspective. Just give it perspective.
Man, I'm just saying, like, do y'all remember? Now, mind you, if I remember when this happened to me with the handsome lady? The handsome lady when she, remember I was
in the bar place.
In the bar, I was minding my business. I'm over here minding my business. Leave me alone. And you have decided that you are going to break my bubble. I'm going to make you shake my hand. After I just screwed you over. Forget anything else except for you tweeted that I was anti-Semitic. I don't care about nothing else. Understanding what damage that could do to me forever.
Especially as a black man.
Bam. Where y'all be letting people now call everybody racist and bigots.
And if a black woman say it about a black man, then it must be true in the political realm.
I'll be back after these messages. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take these questions, these calls. I just need to know why I got to shake your hand if you ain't messing with me. Just don't.
You should adapt up.
I should have gave her her sorority joints. I should have been like, let me give you Riis, I should have hit her with let me just say this. Only because I got a lot of friends that are in her sorority, I'm not going to do it.
Funny,
but I should have been like, oh, you want to shake hands? Well, let me give you It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Feeling good, y'all. Smiling more every day. Closer to my dreams. Hey, guapole, the food tastes better. I stopped smoking squares. Healing from the inside out, making repairs. I forgave some people. Thanked them for the lessons. Cause holding on to it was blocking my blessings. No more stressing. Worry dishonors God. So I just pray. And I'm loving my odds. Mingle with like minds. Gravitate where light shines. Graduate, masters. Yo, rhymes ain't like mine. Big dank from the west side. This is my best self. Taking vacations, hoping the rest helps. Got a career now, loving what's ahead. My spirit is free from the stuff that I shared.
I feel good now, ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about. I feel good now, ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about.
I'm feeling so good now, walking on higher ground. Got out the country, visit some new towns, made some new friends, let go of some bad ones. Soon as that took place, everything got fun. My life started going up, opportunities showing up. I'm back where I wanna be, no headaches and throwing up. Reconnect with the homie, it's positive energy, vibes and wavelengths. It's all about frequency. I'm back with my first love, it feel like the first time. I'm back in the studio, this ain't my first rhyme. I wake up every day, blessed as heavenly. Before I ain't say much, now I got much to say. Raise my credit score, got rid of some past debt. Heard that's attractive, well call me a magnet. Plugged into an outlet, living life outright. All on my Kid Cudi, focusing day and night. Right?
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
If you ain't trying to help us, don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now of the politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve wrong.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, plus my man, DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. Last night, y'all, I went to an event. Really, just an effort to be supportive. You know, there are people, and I won't name the people whose event I went to, but I wanted to be supportive because as much as I talk smack about politics, Ruthie, there are, and I talk about people who do me wrong, there are also people that show us love, right? And so yesterday, I wanted to show said person some love. So I went to a political fundraiser where I was approached by a very tall leader in our community, political leader, who had an armed security guard, a body person, and herself, and walked up on me, stuck her hand in my face, and tried to get me to shake her hand. After having tweeted that I was anti-Semitic, after having worked a significant amount of time. Now I'm posting this picture so you can see how close she sat to me, because literally she sat right in front of me as the armed security guard looked down the aisle and her body person stood behind me. And now that I'm doing this, I really wish I would have took the whole thing, because it would have really made a lot more. It would have put it the whole thing. And so I'm here watching this thing, and guys, I'm going to tell you, I'm not intimidated by a 79-year-old woman. Right? I'm not. And I don't mean that in an ageist way. I don't mean it in a sexist way. I truly believe that God has protected me from a lot worse. And so I tell you, like, where everybody else comes in and there's this premise like we all got to be scared or we all got to bow down, I'm not doing it. But I felt like it was a socially awkward moment that I talk about all the time, where people try to put you in a socially awkward situation to force you to do something that you wouldn't ordinarily do, or something that is against your will, but because it's the respectable thing to do, you do it. Like, people probably like, why you just shake her hand? Because to me, that handshake was like, I condone and I'm going to pretend like I don't know all the stuff that you did. On top of the fact that you have ruined us. You have ruined black people politically. Like, really. Like, you be walking around like it's all good, and it's like our whole world has crumbled around us with you as the head, and you still sitting around here being tough, and you going to be tough to me? Don't be tough to me. I ain't got nothing. What do I have? What power? I got a little morning show that has about 300 people that listen in the morning. Who cares about Maze Jackson? Go whoop on the people that have taken our birthright. But no, and then can I tell you what's crazy? The person that had the gun was Latino. No, think about that. I am in the heart of Hyde Park, in the heart of the black community. I got a guy with a gun on me. I'm not saying he's got it pulled, but it's clear that I am an armed sheriff. I know what the detail does. You gonna stand at the end of my row. You gonna sit in the front. So that gives you the excuse to be like, I'm gonna stand right here with no. It's 100 seats. Of the 100 seats, there's 55 open. There's people who like you. I'm sitting in a space by myself intentionally. You invade the space, put your armed security, then have this dude stand behind me. Why am I the target when everybody else be punking us? Now you get punked everywhere else, and then you know how somebody get beat up and then they want to come home and try and beat on you? Like, dog, I'm not the one. I'm not them though. You're gonna shake my hand. No, I'm not. Well, to hell with you. Meet me there. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Was I wrong for not shaking her hand? Call you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Maze, Ruthie, Riis, good morning. This is Cassandra.
Hey, Cassandra.
I am so proud of you, Maze. I have just been jumping for joy. Ruthie was so correct. It was a power move. You're sitting down. She's towering over you. You extend your hand because you're not going to stand up because she caught you off guard, right?
Right.
So that's a photo op. I'm pretty sure she had somebody waiting in the wings to take her picture so that she can post it whenever she needed to post it, right? So what we do as people, we continue to let these bullies say what they want to say, and then when we see them in person, because like you said, we don't want to further embarrass ourselves or our loved ones, we're going to relent. We're going to extend pleasantries. Freak that, right? We're over it, because what that does is it continues to empower them and embolden them to keep doing the dummy. And until we stand 10 toes down in our conviction to say, you're not going to treat me like that. You're not going to diminish my character or my integrity and get away with it. So until we do that and we stop supporting them openly and embarrassing them openly, then they're going to keep doing what they're doing. So you and I run parallel to each other. I have been in a fight with a white Goliath for 4 years, and on his demise, he still comes up to me and want to do pleasantries. But I know it's a photo op. So what I do, I lift up both of my hands and throw up my middle finger so that photo would be indicative to how I feel about this white Goliath. And I applaud you wholeheartedly. You did the right thing, and keep doing it with everybody that disrespects you and your family without fact. So that's what I wanted to say. Thank you, Maze, for being you.
Thank you so much, Cassandra. I appreciate it. Y'all, I don't, like, can I tell you what? Ruthie, you know me. You know I try to be a gentleman as much as possible. Like, under any circumstances. Like, I'd be mad if you go down the stairs before me. I'd be like, how you get down the stairs? You know I was going to open that door. I promise you, I treasure black women to the point that at some point I do feel like people interpret it as chauvinistic, because I want to make sure that the women in my space are protected. And I extend that to anybody that is in my purview. But anybody that threatens that, I am going to be the most vociferous, physical, whatever it is. And I feel like I wasn't trying to disrespect the woman, but I don't know any other way to display my displeasure. Right? Like, I didn't go scream. I didn't go call her a name. I didn't be like, and then she cursed me. She literally cursed me for being enough to say, we're not going to do this.
To hell.
To hell with you then. What? Meet me. And it took every bit. And I was like, I promise you, because I had the adjective for the back. Meet me there. You know I was ready. But I was like, now if I go there, then they got what they want. Cause he called me up. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Do I have to shake hands? Was I wrong for not shaking her hand? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Reese, anybody on the line? Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. What's up? Should I have to shake the hand of the big yellow hand?
Good morning, Maze.
Byron! Oh, you said you claiming your vice president spot. Like you came back in full force. You been on every day, Byron. What's up, dog?
You said a magical word, Winkle. Ruthie said that word. And I just jumped out of my bed. I said, oh, hell no. Winkle. No, Maze. I don't know if you've been in jail or not. The big guys try to break you. The house nigga was trying to break you. That's all she's trying to do. She's trying to because there's no one else out there like you who would tell the truth about them. So she used this scenario to say, I'm going to break this brother right here. I'm the big house Negro. I control all this stuff. That's not the word I should have said, but that's okay. I got to be nice to you. and that's all she's trying to do. Power game, forget the power game stuff. She's just trying to break you because you're the loudest, you're the smartest, most intelligent, and you know the game. So if she can break you, all the other ones are like little roaches. They're gonna scat, but you ain't gonna scat. I don't think she knows who you are. I've never met you, Maze, but I listened to your stories, and you're not the one to be messing with. She's messing with the wrong person. But she probably know it, and she's just trying to break you. And that's all to it. But what I would tell her when she put her hand up there and says, well, what happened to those black contracts? You told me that you're gonna increase from that 1%. We have 40%, 30% in the city, and you still giving us 1%. Well, can you tell me more about that first?
Don't you hate when people tell you good stuff after the point? I wish I would have had that one instead of meet me there. I should have been like, dang, Byron, that's a good one. I do feel like it was an attempt to... Go ahead. Go ahead. No, I do feel like it was an attempt for her to attempt to... you say break, I say punk. Like, I dare you not to shake my hand. The audacity of it all, like... It was almost like, shut up before I give you something to cry about. And I was thinking to myself, I'm grown as hell. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody finna make, ain't no music. I'm not dancing. Go ahead, Byron, because you right.
But Byron, but Maze, I'm telling you, you're the only person there that can confront her. Nobody else is going to confront her. You're the only one. So she needs you to get on your damn knees and kiss the ring. Right? That's all it's about. Because once she does that, all the other ones will succumb to it. But you cannot be broken. I know it. Ruthie know it. Your wife knows it. Your kid know it. I mean, so that was her whole game. But she's a foster. I don't understand black folks for. I lost hope. When I didn't call, I lost hope, Maze. I said, we're doomed. Because these fools keep voting these same people in. We got to move forward. Winkle is keeping us back. 1% of the contract, she hasn't increased it, and she will not address it. She will not address it because no one asked her that damn question. I would. You know, if I was in that circle, but I'm not a reporter. I'm not a I'm not nothing. I'm just there trying to make some money because this is America. It's all about money. That's why I watch the stock market. And that's the reason I'll be calling you at the 8:30. Right now, I'm watching CNBC about stocks and bonds, just like Ruthie does. Ruthie does that. When she's on her computer, that's what she's looking at. The Tesla stock, the Amazon stock.
She looking at naked pictures. That's what she really looking at. What is this? Oh my God, Ruthie! Ruthie looking at P-Valley over here on that screen. No, just playing.
No, she ain't. Ruthie's with that money. I'm telling you, Ruthie said, I need to make me some money. I won't be like these other cats. They're making billions. I can make millions. Maybe I can make some thousands. That's all it is, and it all adds up. It's all about money because we are in America, and America is all about the money. All the other stuff is secondary. I'm just telling you. But I appreciate you doing what you did, but you should still go and jump in the damn lake, but you can't say that. But just tell us that, hey, not today. And sometimes, and to be cordial, you can say, good to see you. But I like deal my tendency, like when they tell me some crap, good to see you, thanks a lot. Just even though I want to say F you, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, all depends on how you want to play it. But the contracts and how you screwing the community and how you can't even get people elected, you should answer those questions and say, well, tell me that first. What you can do with that? Right in her face. Right in her face. I bet you she turned red then, because she's a half Negro. She's a half Negro. She's not full Negro.
Uh-oh,
I don't know
Byron.
what people play her and she's somebody. Excuse me?
Uh-oh, Byron. You going there, ain't you? You going hard today.
No, the views expressed by me are mine and mine alone. It has nothing to do with the Maze Jackson Show, who has over 300 listeners every damn day, and hopefully increase to maybe 1,000 by the end of the month.
Go ahead, Byron.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, Byron. Thank you for your call, man.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Byron snapped off today. We got any more calls? Nobody don't care. But do I have to speak to this? Do I have to shake people? Can I just be like this? Can I do this, Ruthie? No? Okay, protect. I want to make sure you stay.
It depends. I think all the circumstances is just a very awkward situation.
How do you even stand here? If I'm standing over you and I shake you can't even get up.
Yeah. Well, I
stay your ass down.
I think power dynamics is a real thing, and body power dynamics is a real thing. And just as a woman, I'm highly aware of body power dynamics because as a woman, you got to be that way. So there's a certain way that we interact with each other. So women really we don't necessarily shake hands as much as men in the way that y'all do. And so if I'm walking up to you, generally if I'm gonna shake your hand, you stand up. Most men ain't finna shake nobody's hand while they sitting down.
Right.
So
that's like sitting on the toilet.
So it's, I don't really know how to explain it.
You men don't sit down to pee. How about that?
Okay, well, thank you. That is one way to think about it, I guess. But just being a woman and kind of, navigating the world and knowing that men don't really some men will, but most men ain't finna shake your hand sitting down. So it's kind of one of those things where that's why I asked you, did the verbal cue come before the handshake? Because that's a you don't do that to a man. I can't really explain it. I think it's just one of them things that you just gotta know and respect. But I think it just really depends on how you move. It's just a little weird. It's just a little weird. I'll just use. But it's about power. It's all about power dynamics. That's all it is. It's power, power, power.
You gotta love it or hate it. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Did I have to shake the big yellow hand that was put in my face? Especially after you tipped me? Especially after you send the information? Especially after you tweet that I'm anti-Semitic. Like, people want to, like, you personally try to understanding what that means for a black, like, if this was 1950, I could have got strung up. Right? Like, you use the tools, and it's like, when you say most black men, like, I think that she has probably made it her career of humbling black men.
Well, it's power. I mean, not it's. I don't think that it's probably exclusive to black men. It's anybody. Like, it's anybody. Like, if you live in a world where every time you walk in a room, the room centers around you, or people gravitate toward you, like you living in a different world. So if I come over to shake your hand, like, you gonna shake my hand.
No, I'm not.
Like, I'm just saying. That's the mentality, because look, like, if everywhere you go, like, you feel like we hold our politicians in such high esteem, and if you get treated that way everywhere you go, like, if I extend my hand, like, you gon' shake my hand. Like, who does that? That's like, who does that? That's probably how she was thinking. Like, who does that?
To hell with you. Meet you there. Boy, it took everything I had not to add the cherry to that one. I was gonna put the cherry on it, but then I would have been in the newspaper, and then I would have been misogynist. Let's go to the live line. Callers, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Should I have had to shake the hand of someone, the big yellow hand?
No, you should not. No. For one, for them to just put their hand out without acknowledging you first, that's the problem. So no, you did the right thing, and I don't. And I think that's just. I get tired of black folks always trying to, this whole thing of turning the other cheek. Well, turning the other cheek means I don't have to shake your hand. So you did the right thing. So best believe, like someone else has said, that you would have shook the hand, somebody would have took a picture, she would have used that to show I beat his wife, and now this Negro's shaking my hand. And she probably felt even more intimidated, because she probably, looked at it as, who are you to come in my neighborhood? You won't acknowledge me. So,
man, this Chicago, this Chicago. This is my neighborhood. I was born here. She was born in Minnesota. Yeah. Right? Like, Minnesota.
Exactly.
Don't be around here like y'all. And it's like, my thing is, you don't get Bolingbrook twisted. I was at Woodlawn Hospital. I was born in your neighborhood. I was born where don't. Like, my thing is this, though. I'm tired of everybody expecting us to be, what did Bill, I'm not a capon. Remember when he said, it's a lot of capons running around here? You know what a capon is? It's the rooster with no nuts. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I feel like they expect you to be caponing when they come in the room. And it's just, I'm like, really, fam? After my mama whooped me, y'all ain't heard me talking about none of the people. You ain't heard me going off nothing. But at a point when I feel like, and I felt like that was, Ruthie, I know you, I felt like she was trying to punk me. Like, straight up. Yeah. And then that whole gun.
And if it was serious, if it was, like, legit, why you had to say go to hell? When you serious about taking someone's hand, you ain't got to say all that. Just like, oh, well, okay, he didn't take it. But it lets you know she wasn't there for that. It's like, I got to treat this Negro. And then the person who her armed security, okay, we know that you're in a key position, you're going to have armed security. But when your security starts adjusting their belt or rubbing themselves or whatever, they know that they was trying to send a message. Nigga, you try any shit, you try anything, just know we right here. Yep. So you did right, and your mom probably would have whooped your behind if you shook her hand.
That does sound like Sister Jackson. She be going.
Great job. I love the show, and I'll be there Saturday after the 5K.
That's okay. Thank you for coming, man. I'm excited. Let me tell y'all. And Marshall, you said what happened to politics is not personal, no permanent friends, no permanent enemies, just permanent interests. When we ain't got no collective interest. We ain't the same. She is working to destroy black political power. She is my enemy. We ain't the same. Period. Now, you want to do some math and ask yourself, clearly she hasn't made us permanent friends. And if you want to talk about that, and let me just back up, because see, this be the stuff that people be, and this ain't you, Marshall, but this what be pissing me off. Do y'all remember the lady was sitting, remember no permanent friends, no permanent enemies? Remember when she was Queen Sugar and I stopped calling her Queen Sugar because black folks said, look, man, it's in our political interest, and we let her come on. And remember, she came on the show twice in one day? Remember that? That's where everybody gets short-ass memories. So now you can remember no permanent friends, no permanent enemies. Well, goddamn it, I did it already. I'm 2 up on your ass. And every time you've had an opportunity to screw us, you have. Don't play me. Do not play me. Do not. Then that's the answer that y'all use for getting played. Oh, well, they screwed me last time. No permanent friends, no permanent. She has demonstrated collectively numerous times she is the enemy. Now, y'all can make it Maze Jackson if you want to, but all you got to do is do the math. Look around, count, read. Ask Howard Brookins. Ask every black judge that ran countywide. Ask Dominique. Ask the people that she. Man, please don't play with me. Don't play with me about it. And it'd be crazy to me because I'll be like, now let that be you. Let somebody do it to you. I'll be right there. It's always somebody who can justify why we should be taking it. Then the first time whenever somebody black in trouble, then it's like, oh, Maze, why you ain't helping? But I can be in Hyde Park minding my business, and that's what you come to me with? Dog, you know that bothers me a little bit. Look, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What you got? Caller, you on there? You got any callers, Riis? What's up, caller?
Good morning, Maze.
Anthony, what's up, dog? How you feeling, man?
I'm good, Maze. But first, I want to thank God you're not sitting in the cell this morning.
A cell?
Okay.
For minding my business?
Man, hey, that was the overlay for the underplay. First of all, when they elected, the day after the election, all right, I said, this is going to be a problem. Okay? Because first of all, did you look at what the other Democrats did in the Democratic primaries? Their numbers were like 75 to 25 against the challengers. Okay, you had them up all night counting votes, trying to make sure that Kerry and Dude didn't end up in a runoff because he was an incumbent Democrat that just barely didn't end up in a runoff. Okay, so it ain't like they won. That just showed that they're weak, that they have gaps in their game, okay? I'm thanking God you're not sitting in the cell because that would have been the pièce de resistance, having you locked down. And once they got you in that cell, you was headed to the county where the Cook County sheriffs are like, man, Maze, I wish I could help you, but I need this little job. Okay, so I'm just thankful you're not sitting in the cell this morning.
Well, thank you.
First of all, man, you got to look at Toni Preckwinkle, man. She's one of those little bolts in the neck away from being a female Frankenstein. The arms, hands down to her ankles and whatnot, running around half-assed.
Hold up, Anthony. The comments of the callers do not necessarily reflect the views of the Maze Jackson Show. The callers are the opinions of the callers of their own. We are not responsible for the calls. Go ahead, Anthony, finish.
Yeah, but like I said, man, she's one of them knuckle scrapers walking around, knuckles dragging the ground and whatnot. Man, it ain't like they really done nothing, man. They barely got dude across the finish line, and he was an incumbent Democrat with Democrats with numbers of 75 to 25 all across the board in that primary. Okay? So they know that candidate there is weak. Okay? And she's still going to have to ride with her because she's he's supposed to endorse the incumbent for re-election. But they barely got him across. So you a problem, man. And you would sit real good in the cell. Folks walking past taking pictures of you sitting in the cell. Let me stop laughing. But they don't love having you locked down for a day or so. All right? And I worry about you because it ain't like you went into no shell. You still there in the streets. A lot of people that got the loss and went off into a shell. Not you. You still out there, and she's still like, man, this nigga, he won't go away for nothing, man. So keep up the good work, man. Keep up the good work, all right?
Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. I'm like a cockroach. We don't die, we multiply. Let's go to the next caller. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up, man? Sir or ma'am, I'm sorry. Let me not be a chauvinist.
Hey, what's going on, man? This is James.
James Big Slim Davis. What's up, dog?
Before I make my comment, man, let me say this is the truth, bro. You know, the big lottery was just recent, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't play the lottery, but it's a $1 billion spot. And I literally before I went the day before I went to buy that ticket, I started writing down things I want to do with this money, and I wrote down organizations that I want to help, black movement organizations that I want to help. You know who was at the top of that list behind Mr. Farrakhan?
Let me guess. Hold on. The Chewy Garcia?
It was you.
Me?
No, it was you, brother. I promise you, man. I wish I had the money to put behind you because you're so freaking necessary. You definitely need a bigger platform, and I pray to God, I wish I had the money to put behind you because I would invest in you for the simple fact that you are true. I'm just gonna leave it right there. You are unbending. When I say unbending, like that situation, you didn't bend, you didn't dance to a song you don't like, and you didn't scratch where you didn't itch. And I love that about you, brother. I love that. And what Tony President was doing, it was like a power play. Like, yeah, nigga, I'm swinging a big stick, and my views do not. These are my views. These are not the views of the Maze Jackson Show. And that's what she came over to do, bro. It's just kind of rub it in your face, kind of. And hell no, you shouldn't have shook that man's hand or that. And she is one ugly ass woman. Jesus, could you imagine?
Hold on. Let me do it for myself.
I
want to make sure that we are clear that the views expressed by the callers are not the opinions of the Maze Jackson Show. We should not be held accountable, and I don't want this to turn into a misogynist, women-bashing moment. So please stay focused on the issue, not name calling.
Okay, but what I don't understand, what is it about her that black people support this woman, knowing what she's about and her whole agenda? I mean, the black politicians in this city are in dormant. They either being wiped out or they just at a standstill. And she's complicit to this. She's part of the reason the black politicians are in the situation they are. And our black men are just so weak in the political game. What the hell is going on? I can't. I saw she was out in the south suburbs a couple of weeks ago. Something was going on with Zuccarelli, and just watching black people just flock to her like she's some godly figure. I couldn't understand. I mean, the pictures that was on social media, everybody smiling because they taking a picture with Press Winkle, who is a detriment to our community, and I don't understand why black people don't do it. I do not get it. But another thing I want to say, the Soho on Saturdays, man, I really want to come down and meet you guys, man. Is that possible?
Man, come on down, James. Text me when you get off and I'll tell you. But we do coffee and donuts. So in case you don't know what James is talking about, every Saturday, we used to have BP1 meetings every Saturday. The BP1 meeting is the second Saturday of every month. But what we do is get together, have coffee, donuts, and talk about the week's political issues, solve the world's problems, and get some black fellowship going and some conversation that's not on the radio where we can talk about some of the things that we need to talk about. In a place that's safe, in a safe environment. Because, again, you can't even say it, because if you say it, then you might get called something. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Guys, I am tired of smiling. Like, the world is burning. Like, black politics is burning. It just is. Like, you can't deny it. And understanding that, it's like, I just feel like that me is where you gonna waste your power, pushing me into trying to push me into a corner, when it's all of these people out here that's trashing you, that's taking your stuff, that's really our stuff that you holding, and then being like you want to come at me. Call us, the Maze Jackson Show. What you got for me?
Shalom.
Israel, King Israel, what's up, man? Hey, man. I seen y'all putting together a coalition out there, making some stuff happen. I've been seeing y'all shaking the cage. What's going on?
Wait till the rest of what's in it for the black BP. No, I'm glad you asked. What B1 is nonpartisan, right?
Yep.
Y'all just straight D1. Y'all B1 or D1?
Hey man, hey, Israel. Israel, where you get black first before Democrat first? Who said that first? All right, let's go.
I just had to ask my brother.
I know.
Because when I bring the Republicans over there, I don't want y'all to be rebelling, man. No, real talk. Real talk, though, man. You made me think about 10 years ago. Prick rolled down on me and shook my hand. She caught me off guard because I heard you was on the stage with Runner last night. I didn't even know she knew I existed. I was like, wow, she just caught me off guard, family. So I know exactly what she's talking about. In your case, I wouldn't have shook her hand. I'd ignored her. My mother told me, when she rest in peace, to ignore people and hurt them worse. I'm gonna let you borrow that one. It hurt them worse when you ignore them. Act like they don't even exist.
Well, you know what? That's what I tried to do, bro. And she stuck her hand in my
I know. I understand, bro. I know you ain't no Capon. I'm still that one borrowed that one from you too. It's a bunch of Capon running around this boy, man.
I borrowed that from Bill Beavers. So I'm gonna give him his credit because that was he was snapping off when he was trying to protect Todd. So Israel, man, I see you and Mark and Paul are with Darren Bailey. You got to get him on the air, man. I thought you said you was gonna get him, so I'm still waiting on you. I know Stephanie Trussell is out there as well.
Yeah, somebody blocking. You know, it's gatekeepers all around the board. You know they blocking them from me. But I'm getting them. We gonna get them. We gonna get them. I get them to the B1. That's why I was talking about the B1 thing. It's a whole slate of them though. Them people don't line up a whole slate of Republicans from state senate all the way up to governor. I mean, man, them people want to move. I'm independent. Don't get it twisted. I ain't Republican or a Democrat. I tell them people in their damn face. Hey man, I'm a Trumpster though, no doubt about it. Trump 24.
Is Riis coming? Why y'all ain't call Riis, man? Riis around here like he ain't get his invite. He mad than a mother.
Ruthie, give Riis my number. Riis, you know you my man, man. Come on, man. I'll bring you to the table, Riis.
Yes, sir. 2024, right? 2024.
Oh my God.
Trump.
Lord have mercy. The opinions of this show are not the opinions expressed by the callers are not necessarily the opinions of the Maze Jackson Show, but they could be too. Anyway, let me ask the question. Wait a minute, Israel. Y'all. So what y'all going Bailey all the way in now? Is he gone? He gone. All right. Any more callers on the line? Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up?
Yo, what's good, bro? What's up, Ruthie? What's up, Riis?
What up, Devo? What's going on, dog?
Hey, man. I just had to call in so I can say my piece. You know, the call and opinions, the viewpoints are mine only, and not a reflection of the host, co-host, or the Wisdom brand. But yeah, dog, she tried to play you. She tried to sun you, you know, but you told me something a long time ago. Dogs don't chase parked cars, bro. So it's that pressure that they feel every day that the walls is closing in, man. The spittle is being removed from the people's eyes. And that's what she feeling. Because otherwise, she would have just left you alone. You know what I'm saying? So that's what she on. Again, none of her people did not win. She's not a winner, and her time is almost up. Her time is almost up. She feeling the pressure, bro. Let's keep the pressure on. Stay independent. Let's get unified. We have to be unified, people. So when people say, you know, why people support her, they support the people that support her. They don't know no better. They don't know no better. Offer the people better alternatives, and they'll make the right decision for black people. We'll see y'all on Saturday. The doors of the church are always open. Y'all welcome. You know what I'm saying? Brunch at Obsidian.
Are we doing brunch? All right. Bacon, eggs, and pancakes paid for and provided courtesy of Devin Gordine. Devin, meet me up. Get me tomorrow. We get the money together so you can feed these people what they need. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. That's the president of WIFT, Black People First, VP of What's in It for the Black People. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. Ruthie, should I do better? I was thinking about this, right? And this is going to go back to my whole thing. Like, no more apologies. I apologized. Y'all, I apologized. Tyrone Muhammad jumped on me for this. He was like, how you going to apologize for telling the truth? And I felt it all coming back to me yesterday. Like, dang, this one, like, I'm going to just sit here and be like, it's all good when it ain't sweet. I just felt like it wasn't sweet. And I want to always operate with tact. But I just don't know that I can anymore.
Smile and kiss the baby?
Yes. Like, I'm in this, I told you I stay in this weird place. Right? Like, I'm literally at an event with black people, and I'm watching the white guy in the room be the richest person. With all these black people in quote unquote power. And then, so that wasn't lost on me. Right? And it's like, it bothers me that he can just float around in our neighborhoods and make a killing for little to nothing. Because he cool, kind of white guy, he does well. And so in the same room where I'm watching a person who does 7 to 8 to 10 times what I do in a month with my people economically, and then our most powerful person comes into the room to try to punk me. That with a Latino security guard, a black man, and here is this white guy over in the corner making $1 million. We do the same thing. And I'm saying this is where you're going to exercise your power. You can exercise, because you can't stop him, because he got enough money to tell you F off. Matter of fact, you feel like you need him because you've empowered him to be needy too. So you make him rich, you give him clients, he then climbs with the clients, then you got to go beg him to get client money for your clients to run your campaign. So now I'm sitting in the same room while all this is happening, and you got somebody with a gun on me. It's kind of a, I really wish I didn't see some of the stuff that I see the way I see it, if that makes sense. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Look, Riis telling me to say bye to the people. Goodbye to everybody on WBGX 1570, and we want to encourage you to join us every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9. 6:30 to 8, where you get here early. No, you get here late and leave early. But if you want to stay late with the other guys, then you can still catch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I want to thank you all. WBGX 1570 AM. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. We're going to wrap this conversation up. But then when we wrap this conversation up, some interesting things are going on in City Hall right now. Ruthie, I want to know, like, how long do we wait before we decide if we're going to support the mayor or not? Or is that even an option?
Oh, you know what? Part of me feels like the aldermanic stuff is going to be a factor in the mayor stuff.
You've been cheating. You've been looking at my paper.
No, what is it?
Well, we're going to talk about it because I do think that that's playing a factor. And I got a different way for us to look at all these resignations. You know, at one point I was looking at all these resignations as people just saying they were tired. Mm-hmm. But what I've come to recognize is there's been an ultimatum laid down. And it's from the mayor's office, and it says get down or lay down. And so a lot of people, the white people, are choosing the lay down option.
Which is to just leave?
To leave. No, get down. Get down means get out.
Oh.
Lay down, I'm going to kill you. Now, so we're going to talk about it in a minute, because one of the things that I thought was really odd, Ruthie, was the number of committee chairs in the city council that have resigned or who have been openly speaking against the mayor. Typically, if you're a committee chair, you are a guaranteed vote. Doesn't seem that way right now. So I want to talk about it in the power dynamics. Plus, the mayor. I want to talk about this mayor's race. Who's actually running? And is everybody in? Do you think everybody that's running is in still? We'll talk about it all when we come back. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, Ruthie Moore, and DJ Riis the Rule on the ones and twos. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
What's in it for the black people?
I want to know, is there an offensive black people list? Who manages it, and do black people have to honor it?
Maze. You're Uncle Tom. That's why you're an offensive. And the reason why you're Uncle Tom is the real story of Uncle Tom. How he worked for his freedom, and then the slave master reneged on him and wouldn't let him get his freedom. So you know what he did? He left. You're messing with the church's money. You were smart enough to work your way off, so you offended the white folks, and then you offended the black folks because your ass left, and because they wouldn't. And who manages the left is both black folks and white folks, because if you see in that situation, the black folks is just as bad as the white slave owner that Uncle Tom left.
What happens if you say that and someone gets offended?
You ran off the plantation, brother. That's why you're offensive. That's all I got, bro. Keep being offensive.
Thank you.
Maze Jackson.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater, but she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gonna tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narratives. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wildin' with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's landed free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put the Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm the still carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago!
Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore in the building, as well as DJ Riis, the rule on the ones and two.
These numbers kind of high today. I wonder why. These numbers, these views is high today. I wonder why. Hit the like button.
Hey, yeah. Nah, well, you know we got to have our little...
Y'all ain't going to hit the like button?
You know we got our...
Are y'all watching to support?
No, you know
or to see what Maze going to say?
You know, this is my thing, right? Riis, I am getting to your point where it be like, did you wake up? I'll be like, I'm really starting to enjoy the people that wake up at 6 in the morning, 7 or 8 to make my numbers go up. And my favorite stuff,
I can't even imagine.
Ruthie, I be like,
I can't even imagine. I cannot imagine. I can't. Like,
I be
like waking up to be like,
let me see if I can. Let me see. No one gives a hell about me. So what I'm gonna do is go find, cause do your thing. But it's all good because you know it's the Maze Jackson Show. Welcome everyone. We love you all. Love me, hate me, you pay me. And I love hate pay the most. That's the best. So when you get that little ad, click through it. Cause I love the hate pay. Them be the best ones. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore. And it is time to talk a little bit about the mayor's race. Ruthie, I have been watching the mayor's race, and I have gotten a new perspective. A lot has been going on. You seen... Well, first of all, let me ask a question. Do you feel like the mayor has made a rebound? I sort of feel like somewhere in the universe, the mayor, with a combination of no Arnie Duncan, no really big names, with the exception of Dr. Wilson and the giveaways.
I don't know about a rebound, because if you peep game, a lot of the stuff that she's doing, she's getting pushed back. Like, I'll just say pockets of pushback.
But is that those pockets of pushback seem to be coming from aldermen, who I don't know are if they're in the strongest position in the grand scheme of things, but in the citywide. But what I do know is that most aldermen know how to protect themselves. They may not have a great perception citywide, collectively, but individually they have a great, they figured out how to win in their awards. So Ruthie, what do you think the pushback is from though? Like, it typically used to be
power grabs, the lack of power sharing. It's all about power. That's the word of the day.
Power? So when you say power sharing, like it's power grab, so you think now the people are pushing back on the mayor to gain power? How do they gain power? Or tell me your thought process on why these aldermen now seem to be, who have been compliant up until election time, now seeming to push back.
I think anytime it becomes election season, we see politicians moving in a different way. So I think the mayor has all of these, I call them just mega projects, to generate publicity and to strengthen her brand. And so in order for her to push a lot of these things through, she got to operate with just a level, she just got to move. And whereas traditionally she might have, made a couple calls, did a couple wheels and deals, she just got to move with some of this stuff because she needs the good publicity. She needs to be able to answer these questions that people are going to ask as she's on the campaign trail. So she's just setting it up and stacking the deck up, throwing everything she can against the wall with hopes that when these questions come, she'll be able to just pull something off the shelf to say NASCAR or whatever it is. And so when I say power, is really she's trying to get reelected. And I do think that she do think the aldermen are a little bit weaker than her, so she ain't got to go to them to ask for anything. But I think the aldermen are like, whoa, you ain't no shoe-in for this. And I think that the aldermen also need to be in a position, because they got to think about themselves too. They need to be in a position when they constituents
who are not favorable of the mayor. So they need a few things to take off their shelf to say, we're not rubber stampers. So
that's a good idea. So one of the things, two big things that came out this week were the mayor signed a 10-year deal without the city council for Lollapalooza. And made an announcement on the stage that basically said, even how if we got to force it through, we're going to do it to the populace.
Didn't she make it at Lolla?
Yep. She went to Lolla and made it.
Branding.
But she also got booed at Lolla because one of the things that you learn is that at concerts, politicians are just not popular. As much
they
as
come in to hear the music,
right?
Not
They do not
make speeches.
But the mayor, to me, that is, I don't want to say desperation.
It's not desperation. It's content. Everything is content.
Bingo. Okay, content that then she can cut the volume out, put it back up,
put
show
some
the
fireworks
picture,
behind
and
it,
she walks
pan out on the crowd.
And I did this.
Lolla, baby, 10 more years.
But then my question becomes, is it working?
Yes.
For who?
For the... So the thing I learned about politics is that if you on a campaign trail, you got to be thinking steps ahead. So you need to be able to preemptively answer questions about your areas of weakness or what will be perceived weaknesses. So again, I think the mayor just throwing whatever she can at the wall so that when it's convenient, she can pull certain things out off the shelf to say, I've done this. And she has to do that because
she doesn't have consensus anymore.
And people got questions that they gonna be asking.
So do you think that the mayor giving Lollapalooza 10 more years and then NASCAR, the NASCAR deal is we only get $500,000. They get to shut down Grant Park for 2 weeks. We get $2 off the ticket sales. And we get a piece of the concessions. I don't know that it's fair or right that the mayor should be able to shut down a 2-mile track in the city of Chicago for NASCAR for people that we don't even know like us yet.
Ooh.
Right? Like when did NASCAR, I mean, I understand that they're taking steps, but didn't Bubba Wallace have a noose? Have we gotten all that resolved yet?
They said it was just a garage rope tie.
That's what they said at Whitney Young too. It was a garage rope tie that ended up in a noose. And my question is, did we address that? Do we have a diversity, equity, and inclusion program that's coming to Chicago? Will black kids learn how to drive race cars? Are they doing that already? So my question is, do we allow the mayor? Let me back up. So, Ruthie, I think you actually hit on a good point, and I think that what you're seeing from the aldermen who have to get elected in these wards. Can you imagine for 2 weeks having to go 2 miles out of your way in downtown traffic? Like, can you imagine? You ever been at Roosevelt, anywhere on Roosevelt between 5 o'clock and 6:30? From Roosevelt at, let's say, Halsted, all the way to Roosevelt till you get on the expressway. Can you imagine that being shut off for 2 weeks for NASCAR? Now, I hear you and I'll watch, but I got to tell you, taking Roosevelt out is going to be a problem.
That's a tough road.
Then you're going to take out Lakeshore Drive for 2 miles? Think about what they did to us for Lollapalooza. And this is 2 weeks. Now, and we only getting $500,000. So you mean to tell me that they don't make $500,000 on Roosevelt in 2 weeks? So now what I see the aldermen opposing, because guess what's going to happen? If it was me, I'd make that an election issue. Because now remember, all of these aldermen are now running in new wards.
Exactly.
So now they can't just be with the mayor, because the mayor doesn't have $10 million like Ron. Right? The mayor don't got $10 million like Ron.
I mean, I think it's also like an attempt to just, I don't know. Since I've been thinking politically, like a lot of stuff just don't make sense unless I think about it from the perspective of preservation and trying to get reelected. And when I think about it from that perspective, the aldermen have to play both sides. Like they have to, because it is going to be a lot of people, probably business owners within those wards that are like, whoa, my business sits right here in the middle of this shutdown closure. Do I get some of these NASCAR revenues? Am I a part of the footprint, or are you Xing out the businesses that are there? And so I think the problem is that the aldermen, they just don't have enough answers to these questions. And so I think that's where the pushback is also coming from. And I think it just goes into the whole aldermanic power thing. Like, but it's, all of this is just to get reelected. And when we think of it like that, I can understand why the mayor just kind of pushed it through, because she just trying to push stuff through. So when people start asking, what are you doing? What do? And think about this. What elected official would openly oppose Lollapalooza right now?
Any black one could.
But I said, who would though? We know who could for a lot of different reasons, but who will? Because even with the mayor announcing the 10-year deal, like,
yeah, but she announced it. Like, my thing is, she don't share
because she ain't want if you share something ahead of time, you give people time to talk about it and do a little pushback.
But my thing is, she should have brought in the aldermen.
Do you know how it's people's dream to be on the Lolla stage? Like, she wasn't about to let y'all ruin that. Then probably would have been some people trying to protest and all this. Nah, she is the mayor. Put her on that Lolla stage. She probably was on the biggest Lolla stage too. Put the smoke screen behind her, like, you give her all the lighting and all the things, and let her make her grand announcement. And it went viral. 10 more years. Woo!
In the suburbs, who in Chicago is like 10 more years? Who in Chicago is like, I need 10 more years of this? Now the kids from the suburbs, man, I seen them being like 10 more years because it's our weekend in the city. So, Mayor Lori Lightfoot, gotta ask you, so you pro 10 years of Lolla?
Personally speaking, if there were more musical acts that I enjoyed, I probably would go to Lolla absent of COVID and monkeypox. Because I don't live downtown and I don't have to frequent that area during that time, like in a necessary way, Lolla doesn't impact me in that way. So it's kind of like I ain't gonna say it's a non-issue for me, but right. Lolla is not the lines on which I'm basing my vote or anything. Like, I almost feel like it ain't really impacting me. And the black aldermen that it do impact, it ain't very many of them, because it's the downtown imprint. So Sophia King, Brendan Riley, and Pat Dow, like, because it does impact their imprints, like, I think that they should have been privy to it. But then what if they would have opposed it? Then it's like, so it's like, no, you don't even give them the chance to oppose it. You make your announcement on stage. She got her content that she needed. It went viral. And it made a lot of people happy. That probably pleased a lot of younger voters. Or, like you said, these people ain't even from the city, so they can't even vote. But remember, Mayor Lightfoot is not just trying to be the mayor. Like, she gonna parlay this all the way to the nation. So if you could be the cool mayor, like, Lolla is cool. I don't care what nobody say. Lolla is cool. And it brings revenue into the city. That's the main argument. Now, who get the revenue? Who get the contracts? We need to dissect that.
Well, that's my thing. My thing is, how do you get a 10-year deal without the, like, if you sign a 10-year deal for Lolla, I want to know who got the 10-year liquor contract, who got the 10-year, right? Like, and who are our companies? Yeah, I don't got to be anti. I ain't got anti, but you got to tell me something. Don't be like, just wait and let me see.
That.
Like, it's like wait and see. We waited and saw for everything. We waited and saw for the casino. We waited and saw for
just wait and
cannabis.
See.
We wait and see for everything, and then it'd be like, oh, we ain't getting nothing. Like, damn, how long is Black Groundhog Day gonna last? How long do we keep doing the same stuff? Again, you could be all day with we gotta be all day with Lollapalooza. I'm cool with it. Somebody just texted me and said, who's the lobbyist? Well, but see, again, that's what I explained to you just a few minutes ago. So, the lobbyist for Lala kills. Bet you, I don't even want to know. I'm not even Google it up. But now you think about that lobbyist and what deal did he cut? And who did he bring to the table? And are there any black lobbyists for Lala? Because, our kids are banned from downtown after 10 o'clock. Unless they have a ticketed event for $200. How do we use this? What's the reparations for our kids? What's the program what's the 10-year Lala plan to reintroduce black children to downtown? Like, to me, I feel like we're going to do a 10-year deal to protect, that's going to ensure that 10 years from now, black kids won't even know what downtown is again. Won't be an option. Going to be a rope around that bad boy. Now, cut me in. Did Cousin Juan get a 10-year contract? Who got the 10-year contract?
But see, this is the challenge and this is how they tie our hands with stuff like this. Because absent of seeing the paperwork, who is advocating for Cousin Juan to get the contracts besides you? Can Cousin Juan even say anything? Or do you then risk not getting the contracts because we ain't getting nothing in writing on paper? And so that is truly the challenge when we do pass these blind 10-year deals and we play the whole wait and see. It never and it rarely works out to black people's benefit to let people do things with impunity and then expect them to be, I don't even want to use the word fair or benevolent, like whatever the word is. Like, we need some stuff in black and white, and that's why the 10-year deal without the details is so dangerous, because that's billions of dollars. I think last week you called it, that's generational wealth. And so what does it look like for in a 10-year contract for some black generational wealth to be able to be created? Because if I know if I got this deal for the next 10 years, like you said, I can expand, I can grow my operations, etc. But if I don't got anything in black and white, now not only can I not say anything because I run the risk of being blackballed and ostracized from the whole process, but also, who else is speaking up on my behalf? Who's in the position to do so besides Mr. Mays Jackson?
Well, and the unfortunate part is, right, it'll be somebody's going to listen. Somebody's going to go make sure that Cousin Juan is on, right? And we'll be out of that loop. And so the thing is, because what we essentially do is provide the answers so that they don't have these problems, but then you don't get hired as the lobbyist to do it. So we become a de facto lobbyist. You see what I'm saying? Like, so somebody right now is going to be like, and let me not trip, because first of all, Cousin Juan has great relationships and she has done a great job in getting there. I just think about like that when I was
just an example,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Not to single out.
Right, because I was thinking about like when I was explaining, like, remember that time when, I don't know if you was here, when, like we was all everybody was excited about being invited to JB's inaugural gala because Coldplay was going to be there, or Chris Martin or whatever, right? And everybody was talking about it, and I was like, cuz they invited you to it, they didn't ask you to put it together. You have an event planning company, right? And it's like, take the selfie, come to the party. I want to know that there are going to I just want to know, how do we benefit from it? Like, and maybe they maybe Cousin Juan did get a 10-year contract, but I want them to tell us that. Right? Like, who is the black NASCAR vendor that is going to make $1 million? What's the street licensing, right? Like, have they done it out? What's NASCAR's program to make sure Chicago participates, not just watches, spectates?
Well,
right? Are they going to provide ticketed events for the young people to come so that they don't get ran off or shot out by the police?
You know they're going to have some type of diversity and inclusion plan.
Right, but you know what DEI means now.
What do you mean?
Every damn body is included. Everybody in. Damn it, everybody's in. There you go. That's what DEI mean. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I'm hearing that the mayor is telling people endorse me or resign.
If you work for her?
No, if you're a city council committee chairman.
Don't she appoint the chairman?
Yes.
Okay, then.
But she doesn't have to. They can take it over and do it themselves.
What you mean they can take it over? Take what over? What you mean by that?
The reality is they can set their own rules. And she's very quickly putting them in a position where they're going to, she's pretty close. So imagine they've given her the right to appoint them, but now if they disagree, she is calling them, telling them, I'll take your committee. So you watched Michael Scott, chairman of education, gone. Michelle Smith, ethics, gone. Harry Osterman, I don't remember which one he's got, I think. James Kappelman, gone. All committee chairs, and it appears that those would be the mayor's staunchest allies, and they, instead of being willing to support her, they would rather walk the plank. So much so that I'm hearing rumors that the council could be reorganized. Now, my thing is that the challenge for the mayor in trying to do that is that could be the straw that could give the Bill 26 their number to be able to say, okay, well, if you're going to do that, then we're going to try and reorganize the council and take over the rules. Because, the thing is, there is so somebody sent me a text and said that the mayor, let me read it. I'm going to read it. It says that the mayor, I haven't always been with the mayor on a lot of stuff, but the aldermen consistently undermine her in ways that they never undermined Rahm or Daley. I would let me not say argue. I would suggest that both Rahm and Daley developed a rapport and they made their aldermen offers that they could not refuse. Now, you can call it what you want. I think behind the scenes, there was often a lot of negotiating. In the case of this mayor, there is often a lot of my way or the highway. But I do think that we've created an environment that makes it easy to do such. Yeah, I think we've created an environment in which it's easy enough to do such. And I don't know that I ever saw Rahm or Mayor Daley publicly humiliate council members on the regular. You might cuss them out in the back. I saw it. I think there is a thing to being put on Front Street by people that makes them have to have a more visceral response.
But I also think that it's a thing to being a woman in power that makes you have to have a more visceral response.
Like Toni Preckwinkle.
And like Mayor Lightfoot.
Okay.
Because like that text message said, people will try you. Like as a woman in a position of power, people oftentimes don't give you the same respect. People don't bend the same, quote unquote. Maybe that's a bad quote, but
I was just thinking though, Ruthie, I think the mayor had that to start.
No, she didn't. She came through the door demanding it.
Right. She came through the door demanding it, and here she is 3 years later right? Getting ready to now trying to make those demands at a time when it's the most important. Let me just say this. The mayor has to get elected across the whole city. The aldermen only have to be elected in their wards. I would argue that if you're Brendan Riley, if you are Pat Dow, or you are Sophia King, and that NASCAR is coming through your neighborhood and your people got to go around, you should be against the mayor. Because the mayor's not going to elect you. She ain't spending $7 million or $1 million in your ward. Now, I think part of it has to be, and I think even with most of the mayor's conversations, and I think you hit it on the head a little bit earlier, she just needs to put them up. But I think a lot of these things could be solved with discussion, which I think the misconception, even in this comment, is that Mayor Daley oftentimes, and so did Rahm, negotiated or leveraged. Now, they usually got what they wanted, and we was on the short end of the stick, but there was a conversation. I think the mayor is like, this spot, but
that was an illusion. It was an illusion. The illusion of civility. It was an illusion.
I disagree. I think there's tangible outcomes. I think, places where I've been, right? So I look at libraries, I look at schools, I look at all the things. And again, I have probably the best example of looking at it. I won't go into
Who was going to cross Mayor Daley? It was real life consequences for doing that. From your personal life to your political life to your family. Like,
I think
that had a true operation to punish. Mayor Lightfoot can't necessarily punish the same way that a Mayor Daley can. So that's why people be trying to.
But you got to put yourself in a position. Your first term, people tried Mayor Daley, right? It's like, you got to build to that. We saw the end, right?
You know how you talk about the example of that dog, like the little baby, the little doggy puppy that be acting all tough because his like daddy be standing behind him? That's the Daleys.
Oh, I'm with you. Well, I agree with that. That was. No, let me back up. That's the other Daleys. The big dog standing behind them was Daley. Both Daleys. The dads both was the big dogs standing behind everybody else. But I will tell you that when Richard Daley got elected, he was weak. And so he had to build to the point, right? He couldn't just walk around and kick ass week one. He realized that at some point, especially coming off of Harold Washington, the black people was already riled up and ready to go against him. And part of the reason he had to get rid of Tim Evans was because he never wanted to have that black messiah. Did we remember J. Edgar Hoover said Tim Evans was looked at by them as the black messiah. So they had to move him away. But I just think when we look at this, the building of power becomes gradual. Now, I would tell you that the mayor starting out with the city council, everybody would have been in compliance with her initially, probably except for Burke. And Burke was probably organizing something, but I think people saw he was weak. I just don't know that politics is a game of addition and inclusion, and I don't know who the mayor has added over the last 4 years would be just my summary of that. With all of this bully pulpit and all of that, I just don't know how she's grown, how she's reached out. So we'll talk about it some more when we come back. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Plus, Ruthie, I'm hearing rumors, trafficking in rumors and innuendo. I'm hearing that there might be some black challengers to Anna Valencia for city clerk. We're going to talk about all of this when we come back and close the show. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break. Mace Jackson.
Tune in to the Mace Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 AM. That's right, it's the Mace Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Mace said. We out of here. Peace.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
This might be a small thing, kind of revolving around the situation that don't happen often. I mean, it's involving something that's scalding. Hot the topic is, it needs some resolving. It's kind of puzzling, sometimes solving. But after I thought about it, sent her to Walgreens to pick up a few things to stop me from stalling. Otherwise, I'ma be blunt and she gon' be balling. And I don't need that. Or her brother calling, talking them fight words, now we gon' be brawling. I'm more of a stand-up, I don't be falling. For that okie doke, it's better dissolving. Call me a nice guy, yeah, I like nice things. It's best to stay away from chicks that's trifling. I'm not a rival, so I don't be rivaling. But end up in this scene, I won't be wifing, you know?
Avoid a quick fail, take heed to this wise tale.
If you feel me like real, take heed to this wise tale.
Whether male or female, take heed to this wise tale.
Outside or in jail, take heed to this wise tale.
She got a secret, don't know where she keep it, don't know why she hide it, guess it's convenient. She like a zebra, two things at one time. It ain't black and white when you lived it a lifetime. She got a story, might be a fable, no categories. She don't like labels, she like a loner. Maybe she's selfish, something is fishy, but she don't like shellfish. She said that her phone broke and she need a new phone. She got a night job, now she got two phones, one for the pubic, one for the public. I Freudian slip, y'all, I think that you dug it. She got a curfew, she live in the group home, but she in Miami, getting her look on. She can't be truthful, not what she built for. Mouth might be useful, but nothing to kill for, you know?
Avoid a quick fail, take heed to this wise tale.
If you feel me like Braille, take heed to this wise tale.
Whether male or female, take heed to this wise tale.
Outside or in jail, take heed to this wise tale.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in for the Black People Media Radio? The time is now 8:41 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. On the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop, 42 minutes outbound, 30. The Edens inbound, 48 minutes outbound, will be 34. Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 1 hour outbound, 32 minutes. On the Stevenson, 39 minutes from I-355 to the Dan Ryan, outbound, 33. Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 36 minutes, 26 minutes to I-80. While the Dan Ryan is 21 minutes to the Loop, 12 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive, north and south is locked in at 8 minutes. Today's weather, 80 degrees, partly cloudy. Expect rain from the early afternoon to tomorrow morning.
I roll with God cause he never late. My son Dal and Denal up in Ben Franks. On the road, let's travel with a full tank. Revolutionary overture, that's two saints. That's two sons. That's two saints. Like Peter Paul, me and you could be the new saints. Let me paint a new picture on the 16. Woolly haired black man with divine J's. Yeah, I be rapping, but these 16's art. Cathartic, therapeutic, really who needs charts? All I need is heart, God's love and some knowledge. Acknowledge, don't acknowledge, I be good, to be honest. It's like, if you never knew my name, at least I know me. Broken chains on my brain, now I'm set free. At peace in the now, I'm complete. Cause all I ever had to do is just be. Just be. Lot of thoughts in my mind, got a
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl Ruthie Moore, my man DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and the twos. Look like we're about to wrap it up. A little bit time left, but I want to talk about a few things. First of all, one of the things I think about election cycles is that they go by so fast. It seems like it was just yesterday that we had elected Mayor Lori Lightfoot. And I remember her turning around and being like, stand up and clap. And I think hindsight is 20/20. overall, would you say the mayor's done a good job as mayor? Bad job? Or about as good as expected? So the things that to me people judge you on are education, public safety, and city services. Those are really the big three things that if you are running for municipal office that they are looking for. Am I safe? Can I send my kids to a good school? And do I get my trash and garbage picked up on time? Is my neighborhood clean? Do I have good parks? Do I have good facilities? Public safety. She had a pandemic. She had George Floyd. I think she went through the most tough crisis in the whole history of the world. What's the matter? Oh, no. I'm like, oh damn, what's going on? Public safety. How'd the mayor do on public safety, Ruthie? Plus minus 0. Riis, plus minus 0.
Chicago, I mean, she did the best she can do. Yeah.
So if you got not the best she could do, did she pass, fail, or broke even?
Oh, broke even then.
Okay, Ruthie.
Yeah, like my man.
I would say she broke. I would say no. I'm gonna say she failed.
I was gonna say I think she failed.
I ain't gonna even try to cave. But I mean, we were in the global pandemic has played. So
everybody had to stay their ass in the house when everybody was in. Okay, so I'm not gonna fight you on your point. Like, here's my thing. So the first thing we gotta say is, so public safety. I say she failed. Ooh, hold on.
I mean, but you can say that about all the politicians. You can say that about everybody in Illinois, everybody in Chicago, because crime is out of control.
Everybody ain't running.
I can't really put that at the mayor's. We ain't supposed to be discussing. Let's just keep going through your list. I think she's failed, but with an asterisk.
Okay, I give you an asterisk.
She ain't out there shooting people.
When you go in the voting booth, though, when the people go in the okay, you said Riis said she broke even. I would say she failed on crime. I would say,
and I ain't forgot about them secret police emails.
Let's see.
So I'm gonna say she failed because just being petty to bring up the secret police program that they trying to hide. So I'm gonna give her a fail.
Secret? What's the secret?
Exactly. When you ain't supposed to know about it. That's why I'm gonna give her a fail because we don't know about it. Maybe you might need to go ahead and read the leaked emails to people and put that as part of your campaign, and that might help people change their mind about what you're doing for public safety.
Ruthie can I tell you, Ruthie be in people's business on the internet.
No,
yes, you do.
What emails? Remember?
Right. I mean, she has young thing. I mean, she been trying to make the.
Y'all said she shouldn't pay tickets, so she should do whatever.
She should definitely not pay tickets. I'm a firm believer.
I'm just here to tell you that's gonna count and it's gonna be in a campaign commercial. It will be in a campaign commercial. You have to pay tickets, and meanwhile,
listen. I'm finna give y'all some content. You intermix the NASCAR with it.
Yes.
And just have her going around like she's speeding through the red lights with the NASCAR
no wonder
sound.
She did it for free.
Is the mayor racing with NASCAR?
Is NASCAR paying the mayor's tickets? Was that part of the deal? Okay, so public safety, Riis, you lose. She failed.
How she fail? She been trying to keep downtown safe, and y'all just keep going.
You can't even go downtown no more.
That's why.
Another reason why she failed was as a attorney.
Let's get a video of Ruthie taking off her cape.
No, well, another reason why I feel like she failed is as a law person with a law background in the criminal justice realm, the fact that she tried to put that on to Kim Fox, like the crime and the people getting out, like knowing good and well that ain't nothing but rhetoric. I thought that was kind of in poor taste. Because, I mean, it probably worked because people was like, yeah, we can't stand Kim Fox either. But I thought it was like kind of underhanded to lie, basically, or to manipulate the truth and the way that she know that the criminal justice system works.
Public safety.
Fail.
I know that judge. I know that, man, please, y'all just, that's why I don't be messing with black people. Because y'all straight forget. Anjanette Young fall in public safety for me.
Ooh.
Sorry.
She was compensated?
Ooh. Whoop, whoop.
All that matter.
You got raped. We paid you. Be all right.
She didn't get it.
Okay. You all right. Monica Lewinsky, did she get paid? She got a TV deal, right?
What? Monica done got paid 3 and 4 times.
See?
Right.
See? All right. Hush. All right. Next. What do we say? Schools. How's she done with the schools? Hold on. Let me run it. Run it. Right now, I'm looking at the thing. First of all, she got rid of Janice Jackson. Second of all, what Janice Jackson
She
said.
ain't get rid of
Janice
Janet
Jackson said,
Jackson.
I don't want no more parts of this mess. No, thank
She
you.
left.
I won't. Right. Janice was like, I will not re-sign. No. Janice Jackson. Right now, the kids do not have buses to schools.
It is
That
not
ain't
her
fault.
fault
That
that
ain't people ain't
there's
applying for no jobs. Yeah.
It is not her fault that there is a global push or a national push toward fair work, fair pay. Who want to be liable for your
Increase the budget for the kid bus drivers.
Well, see, but that ain't her fault. Like, I ain't putting that on her.
Okay. All right, education.
I'm putting it on Pedro.
She hired Pedro. Okay, let's just go back to your school, the new near South High School, that she removed the black person off the board to put on somebody on the board to vote for it, to take the old Ickey's land and turn it into the new Asian American high school. I think we've had 3 strikes or 2. 2 strikes. Did we ever figure out the kids in COVID in school? Not really. Education. Riis, plus minus 0.
That's a 0 probably. Yeah, them kids
That's
was
even. That's even. Plus, minus, or 0.
Minus, yeah, man, them kids, man, they was out of school too long last.
And that's why we got this crime spree.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. No, that's not. Nope. Those kids, they didn't need to be in school. Ruthie, plus minus 0. Mayor education.
If I'm black, minus. But if I'm Latino or Asian, I'm giving her a plus.
Okay.
I'm giving her a plus. If I'm Latino or Asian, I think the mayor is reshaping Chicago public schools.
Shaping your ass out.
But if I'm black, I got to give a minus.
Okay. So we got, I'm going to say minus.
Overall or just from the black perspective?
Overall.
Overall?
Man, if it's not good for black people, it's not good for the city.
Oh.
Didn't you hear David Moore? See, this is the thing. Black people, when black people do well, everybody does well, because we ain't going to shop with each other no way. Oh. No, just saying. We going to do well. We going to be like, man, I got to join Soho, not Obsidian. See? I'm just telling you. Okay. Shameless plug. So look, like she fell off on the school. So do we, wait, Whitney Young got rid of, during her tenure, got rid of the football field, turned into a soccer field. We did get Michelle Obama a baseball field that no black people play baseball.
So are we just felling her based off black things or just based off her in general? Because now, what if she changed that soccer field to a football field? Are we felling? Like, you know
So wait,
saying?
do you, how many black people playing soccer?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
That's
so
why I'm asking, is this a black thing to the black people, or is it just did she feel as
okay, so I would say, here's my thing.
I've been breaking it up in 2 categories.
So you can break it up into categories. So for the whole city, if you black, white, Asian, or Latino, do you think do you think she won on public safety? You think white people think she won on public safety?
The ones downtown that they were trying to keep
And
out
the
of.
one, no. And the people on the north side, no.
No.
She did not. Are y'all, okay. Now this is where y'all be on some
told them
BS.
a curfew,
Y'all,
and they don't
this is
listen.
Captain Capes. This is capery.
Mm-hmm.
Are you any way in the world suggesting that the mayor has won any community on crime? Any community?
I think downtown probably will say she tried. She tried. I think they'll say she tried.
Issue blacks.
You know, I think she.
You think downtown, the people who live downtown, the ones who be like, have you heard the aldermen from the 2 downtown aldermen?
No, I disagree with Reese. I think them white people are livid and afraid to that we messing up the sanctity of their residence.
Man, I got business friends that be like, man, my wife won't go downtown anymore. Did you see the article?
I'd be nervous to be downtown.
I told you, I'd be like, look, Chicago.
Go downtown. The people that live downtown to see what she trying. You know what I'm saying? That's a difference. See, to go downtown, you know.
This is why, but Ruthie, this is the same Reese that will never admit it.
I mean, what?
Well, I think it's just that we're used to a certain level of criminal element in our communities. Like, we just used to it. Like, and it's very unfortunate. But the white people, they weren't used to it. And so I think that's why I feel like there's so much dissatisfaction, because nobody care if it's on the south and the west side, but you ain't finna bring that downtown. You messing up the tourism. You messing up the white people that go frequent these shops and businesses on their lunch breaks, and when they, you know, grabbing coffee with they friends and stuff. Like, so I think it's about quality of life, and we are just accustomed to a lesser quality of life that we have normalized, and it's dysfunctional than a mug.
Yes.
And I think that for that to be downtown, many of us who live in these communities where we are desensitized to this normal level, we be like, yeah, take it downtown.
And y'all be like, this straight. This, like, what violence? What violence? Like, it'd be like, man, oh, man, we just had a car crash. Look, that's every day in the neighborhood. We see it. So, again, it's fun to us. Yo, cuz, it's that moment when you be like, yo, this stuff ain't normal. Okay. So, I'm going to say the mayor's failed on public safety. I'm going to say she had 2 strikes in which kids were out of school. That to me was a fail. Just period right there. COVID, how they handled COVID, I think everybody was trying to figure it out initially, but I do feel like I don't know that they ever necessarily got it right. But I don't know. Kids ain't going to school. Janice Jackson ain't there. Shout out to Pedro, right? She whacked the school board dude who said, "Why do we need a near South high school?"
She didn't whack him. His term was up.
Mm-hmm. After she told him she was going to confirm him, and then he said, "I'm not voting for it," and then she was like, "Oh, you're unconfirmed," but it's okay. That's all good. His term was up. Pass or fail?
On what?
Education.
I told you, if I'm black, fail. If I'm Latino or Asian, I'm passing them.
Okay.
Because we get into school.
Okay. Riis, pass or fail? Education?
Oh, I already said fail.
Okay, fail. Now, what I say the last one was city services.
Ooh.
Okay. Best city service I think she has mastered is the speeding camera ticket. I feel as though those cameras work so good. That I think she has done us the best service ever. And I think that by dropping the speed limit to 6 miles and over, generating an additional $59 million, I think it is probably one of the most profitable city service programs ever.
Oh, my goodness.
I think, have you seen the rats? Did I tell you about my morning rat counts? Mm-hmm. Where I wake up in the morning and in Dunkin' Donuts, I count the rats that are running across the street in the morning. And usually I can get to about 3 or 4 before I get to that.
Oh, wow.
Like, and I'm not talking about like mice. I'm talking about rats. So much so that they are now like, I can see them clearly defined. They do not look like Tom and Jerry. They do not look like Jerry. First of all, how did they turn Jerry into that? How did they get Jerry out of a rat? Because Jerry, I'll be like, come on, Jerry, I see them rats. I'll be like, pass.
That ain't Jerry.
That is not Jerry. That is scary.
Jerry like a little teddy bear.
Right. City services, police. Oh, we did police. City services, is the city clean? I would say it's clean.
Relatively, yeah.
I say we got bike lanes.
Some of the expressway on ramps on the south side be much trash.
That's Illinois Department of Transportation. That's not the city.
Oh, really? All of them? Mm-hmm. Well, they need to clean those up because it's crazy.
Do nothing but don't touch the E-way. Fix it.
It is.
How's your trash pickup?
That's okay. Like, but see, to me, that's a ward thing.
No, they took the trash off of the ward and made it a grid.
But I'm saying, like, if you need your like additional trash, or they do a trash pickup, like you call your local ward office, and generally, like if you got a decent ward person that take care of that, then I think you straight. So I ain't even finna get a mayor credit for that.
So who's our last mayor?
Ron.
So if you had the choice, who was you picking?
Ooh. So
has she done better than any of the previous
I
ones
think
that we did?
Let me say this. I would say, and this is going to send the deck up, I would say that which you can't ignore, if you are, to Ruthie's point, if you're white and you cannot remember Laquan McDonald, wrong. I think that we as black people, and this is why he's not the mayor, is because that is something that black people can't get over. They're not going to get over it, and he knew it, right? Rahm, but just so you're clear, Rahm only won because of black people. Because the white folks voted for Gary Chico. He won twice because of black people specifically. And I do believe, quite frankly, at least aldermanically, he treated them as such. Now, if you were to ask me who is the better manager of politics, city services, all of those good things, business, bringing all of those things together, then yes, I'd say Ron. But I think, again, the factor that you cannot ignore, right? And it's like Ruthie called it, I don't want to call it an asterisk. It's like a blood stain. Like Ron has a blood stain on his name. Now, in Chicago, Ruthie doesn't believe that blood stain can be wiped away.
It can't.
I believe that faced with another Trump, America would clearly wipe George Floyd is gone.
I think he'll lose to Trump.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. I'm saying that they would like a war hawk person that could stand up and point his finger in the camera and talk tough. And I think that if you were going to talk about the first Jewish president, I still think that he has a better shot than J.B. Pritzker. I don't know. I think in Chicago, and I think amongst the socialist people of the world, Rahm is a bad guy. I think that you can look at how many people I have been in meetings, how many elected officials, black, white, Asian, Latino, talk about how great of an elected official, how great of a mayor he was, and they are able to compartmentalize Laquan McDonald. I do not believe that we could. But looking at this city now, and looking again at how the map unfolded in the last election, like when I was, how I show you that map and it's divided. I think if you were to ask white Chicago or Latino Chicago about Laquan McDonald, they would care less.
Because they are fed up with crime.
Bingo.
They're law and order.
Bingo. And I think that right now, in the face of this, white folks would look at this Laquan thing differently. And I just believe that
I agree.
Right. They like
most of them they're not gonna admit that though.
Right. But they don't have to, because they can go in the polling places. Just like nobody was gonna vote for Donald Trump. And they went in. And I don't think that, like, we look at 16 shots now, like America has seen, and they are no longer passionate about the death of black people, right? Like that George Floyd, if we didn't capitalize off George Floyd, and you watched a 9-minute video of somebody being knee choked out to death and everybody was shot, and we couldn't even get mainstream police reform in Congress, y'all, the rubber band has snapped. That's how we got January 6th. And so I know it seems provocative, but I do believe that in a country that has seen or has allowed Black Lives Matter to take the rap for all of the uprisings this summer, I definitely think that America would forgive Rahm for Laquan McDonald. You'd be surprised at the number of black people in Chicago that have forgiven Rahm for Laquan McDonald. I think we don't, because we eat, sleep, and breathe this. Think about Laquan in the face of, and Jeanette Young in the face of Laquan McDonald. Like, put those two things and the level of black outrage and the fact that there is still, now obviously it's not the same as shooting, but the level of outrage that black people don't have.
To me, it's not about forgiveness when it comes to Rahm Emanuel. It's about trust. and he lied and he covered up the killing, the murder of Laquan McDonald because he wanted to get reelected. So that showed me like, oh wow, this really ain't this benevolent dude. This a person that is trying to get reelected.
I never thought he was a benevolent dude. Like, to me, he was always who he, like, he did what I would tell you every other mayor has had a hot burner where they like, we got to figure this out. I would say that we've seen those since. The only difference is now they just be like, pay it quick. And we saw a cottage industry created off of the death of Laquan McDonald. Man, yo, this was I appreciate y'all. It was a great show. Ruthie, I appreciate your insights. I really was. I think on this. Well, first of all, did I need to shake her hand or no? Did you tell me yes or no? Like,
given all the circumstances, like, you don't come at people like that.
Okay, Riis. All things included, did I need to? Riis, did somebody young get along with you, shake their hand? I'll be like, man, I'm just.
It really depends. Like,
it just depends.
Could I do this?
If she really wanted to, like, holler at you, like, it wouldn't have been that type of show.
Right.
Because that ain't how you don't do people like, you know what I'm saying? You don't come at people like that unless you trying to come at them. We know power dynamics.
Probably push it, man.
You would have. It probably would have been so weird. But would you?
That's the whole thing, though. They catch you off guard.
You would have stood up and shook her hand. Or
for sure, I would never shake.
You couldn't. I didn't even have a space.
I would have got out.
If you would have stood up, you probably would have caught a bullet.
Right. Like, if I would have stood up, I would have definitely been in her. Standing straight up. Like, I got you. It's like when somebody shake your hands and they grab your first 4 fingers so that they don't want you to be able to really give them the.
Well, I would have said something to you before I extended my hand.
Right. Give me a warning that you're entering my space.
And I think civility, like, this is like the dark side of civility. Like, the dark side of it. And so I appreciate you for being 10 toes on that one, because like, you can say what you want to say from a distance, but you ain't ever finna be up in my face thinking this about to fly. Like, we don't roll like that. And you got it ain't just you got other people that you protect. So and it's not an easy position to be in as a black man, because oftentimes y'all got to work so hard not to be threatening. And so
I would have shook a hand, but like, all the hands. I think I'll be shaking your hand tonight, especially after all the things that transpired. Hey, how you doing today?
See, and I feel like that's like we don't gotta. You know what it is. Like, you know what it is. Don't that's the whole, like, you know what it is. And I gotta tell you, probably my whole apology of all to having had feeling forced to apologize for truth before. And then you the one who tweeted it out and led the charge. Nah, you're not getting me like that again. Yeah, I feel like I did apologize. And I told you I probably will realistically probably not apologize again, because apologies become the opportunity to pile on. And it don't even be for sincerity's sake. It's for political manipulation. And I think my superpower for all of the years that we have been on the air, for all of the people that ever tried to attack us or call me anything, was we weren't going to apologize because we told the truth. Prove me wrong. Well, what we saw was that they wouldn't, once they couldn't do it in context, they lifted the conversation and took it out of context, delivered it to the people. And I just feel like apologizing to people who really don't want your don't really want your apology. They're not really looking for understanding. They're looking to exploit an opening. And pay attention, because they're now doing it to Paul Vallis. The mayor is exploiting Paul Vallis because he went to speak at Awake, Illinois, and a member of Awake, Illinois spoke up against early sex education, the LGBT early sex education, and said that JB was a groomer for doing it. And then spoke up against one other issue spoke up against the event that happened in Lake of the Hills, spoke out against the drag children show, but then but definitely condemned the violence, But now Paul Vallis is being forced to apologize, not for what he said, but for attending a conference where somebody tweeted that. Now, let me just say this. If you are going to be held responsible for everything that you're in the room that everybody says forever, you're going to lose forever. And I just think that we cannot allow this premise to keep going. What's the matter?
I just read a headline. Paul Vallis rubs shoulders with the far right.
You can only run that headline. And it's Awake. It's a school choice organization. Here's my thing. Should we be introducing children to
This was about school choice,
right?
Y'all know that's Paul Vallis' thing is like
school choice. School choice. But somebody who was at the meeting tweeted something about J.B. Pritzker being a groomer, and what was the other thing they tweeted about J.B. Pritzker, and then they tweeted about the bakery having a drag show for children. Right? I could very easily see plenty of people that I know saying that they are not in agreement with that. But if you don't say yes to it, then just imagine showing up in the room. They was tweeting, and now you got to apologize for my tweets, Ruthie. I don't even know you, dude. I just came to the meeting. Y'all invited me. Who makes the list of words? Who makes the list of acceptable organizations? Just think about this. Somebody could do that same thing and say, I'm about to wipe your screen down. Black politician associates with black extremist group, Black People First. Like, how crazy is that? And now you're going to hold the candidate responsible for some, and we just saw it happen, y'all. We literally just saw it happen. What's your face? Go ahead, read it, because I know it's some good stuff in there. Read it.
No, I would just encourage people to
read
it up, because read
it.
I think free speech is like, I don't know if we get better with being able to have free speech, or like if we're being limited with free speech. But I feel like just as I can say my viewpoints, I think people who don't agree or who have opposing viewpoints also should be able to say their viewpoints.
Not in Illinois. You will be branded. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. So for Maze, Ruth, you got anything else? You seem you're in deep contemplation. See, I'm telling you, ain't that a crazy story?
I just see the thing that the person tweeted out.
Read it. Oh, you don't want to read it? I'll read it.
I mean, it's a picture that they took screenshots of the event and said they're coming for your kids. And it's an image that they just screenshotted where they circled in red. It says $20 ticket prices is for kids under 13, includes general admission, juice/pop, and a kids meal. Then right underneath that it says, get those dollar bills ready. This is sure to be a fun night.
Wait, get those dollar bills ready? Like, dollar bills, this is for the kid, this is for the children's drag show.
This is what the person tweeted out, and that's what is controversial.
Oh, that's for the dollar show. Yeah, because that's how they do it in like the real drag show. So like the drags, they walk around, perform, and then you like hold
like kind of like a stripper type of thing.
You never been to one? Yeah, so it's
it's
not.
No, Reese, I haven't. Why would I?
Got it. So it's a part of the culture.
Part of the
drag
culture.
Show.
So it's like
it's like tipping at the strip club.
No. So like they're performing, like they're doing. So like they come out there and they may dress up as like Beyonce, and they're singing songs, walking around like people hold like dollars up, and they just might come over there and sing, and then to take the dollar and leave. Ain't not like dancing on you or anything like that.
So it's like when the girl come over and she be like,
"I got you, Reese.
You gonna buy me a drink?"
Like not that in a way, but they're already performing. Okay. They're already performing. So like at a night it may be like, we got Mariah Carey here, guys. We got Beyonce, and then they all dress up like the person, and they all like come out, and so like when a performer.
So when they say Mercedes is on the pole, yo.
Well, there's no pole there.
Right. So, but I mean, it's pre-strip club. Is there similarities?
Pre-strip.
I mean, the only
This pre-strip is strip club
it's
preparation.
kind of like, so it's kind of, well, not in a way, because it's kind of like, man, you ever heard somebody sing and you just like walk up there and start, you're like, ooh, child, you like throw a tip correctly, you know what I'm saying? But that's just the culture there.
Is it like at a wedding when you pin money onto the bride?
No, I mean, you can if you want to, but like the person just like really comes and takes it, you know, and they not on nobody. They're like only coming to people that actually hold up the dollar. Any other time they're just in their own space performing for the people there.
This
like
is a super personal question since you've been to a show. Is it appropriate for young
children?
people? Yeah.
Heck no. Heck no. I mean, see, I don't think it's appropriate for young children just because you're going to put a young child, you know what I'm saying, in there. But you know, so that's why I don't think it's appropriate. But
was it like sexual? In the, like burlesque type of.
So it was like a little. Okay. It was like burlesque, but like I guess like a little bit more clothing. So like they wasn't like naked, but you know what I'm saying. Like they're like in like outfits, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, you know, like big feathery outfits or big sparkly outfits and stuff like that. Just performing like the best songs from an artist that they dressed up as. Like that's the one I went to at the Kit Kat Lounge.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying. So yeah, but like I said, it was all right. But I don't think children should be knowing anything about a drag show until they, you know, until they older and way older. You know, like it took me a while to even understand RuPaul. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's just like, you know, older. Yeah, I just think at that young age, you like, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy, but no.
There's no age. I don't feel like there is an age limit.
Yeah.
Right? There isn't. All kids know everything, and they should be exposed to everything at 0 years old. That's what I say. Get them sex education, because if they feel like they are not where they're supposed to be, let them make a decision at an early age. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. For Ruthie Mo. You got anything else? Ruthie, she in the rabbit hole.
I'm done. I'm out. See, I had to click off.
She in the rabbit hole.
I do, yeah.
Oh yeah, man. If y'all take y'all kids to any places like Chuck E. Cheese, and that man do not hit y'all black kids' hands, okay, y'all wait till he get off after work and catch that man. I'm so tired of seeing these people dress up, clapping all the little Caucasian kids' hand, and then look at the black kid and then like turn around like
they don't see him, right?
Yeah, man. So y'all do not let them do that. You be like, hey man, come back here real quick. You know what I'm saying?
That's the power of social media.
I just think, how many years did that happen to us?
Yes, wow. Speaking of handshakes, that was the operative word of the day.
Handshake.
I guess you don't shake people's hands you don't fool with, and them characters ain't fooling with them black kids.
And I was scared of shaking Big Bird's hand too.
It all came back together.
I was nervous. Remember when you was a kid? Like, I remember the first time my mama took me to the Evergreen Plaza to see Sesame Street live, and I was scared.
Because they were so big and puppets and stuff.
And I was like, oh my God. That's kind of how I had a flashback a little bit.
Oh my God.
And then here go the other thing.
Oh my God.
Like, I feel like I hate when you know, like the other part is when they get you. Somebody ever make you speak when you ain't want to speak? What? Like they get you and they be like, hello. And you be like, aight. You be like, hey, I didn't know it was you. I wouldn't have said nothing.
Always speak, man. Come on, man. Your mother's a church, man. I know she'd have taught you. It no matter if you like, you always speak.
You sound crazy.
No.
Like, dog, why I am not. Let me tell you.
Time you speak, even if in your room, you don't like you did, you know, even if it's a hello everyone, you ever actually spoken to that person already?
Riis.
Yeah, they teach us that, Riis. You ain't lying.
Hey, Riis, let me tell you, when I walk in the room, you don't have to guess. Like, let's just not guess. If I'm not, we don't even got to play this game. Like, you can have your side of the room. Can I tell you, I can stand this close to you and not even acknowledge your presence in life.
No, you're not going to ignore me.
Oh, I will, without a doubt. And I will, I make it, like, I can ignore you.
No, you're not. I'm going to come over to you.
You can. And I'll
be my room. You talking about your corner? No, all this mine.
I got you. Exactly.
I'm the queen.
And that's what the queen thought too.
You in my town.
That's what she thought.
This my turf.
And nigga, you gonna shake my hand? No, I'm not. Next time.
You think you finna sit over there and scroll on your little phone and not gonna acknowledge me?
Can you tell?
You better make eye contact.
Find the Sesame Street song.
That's why I'm sorry. I've been in close proximity to monkeypox. So.
I'd be like, you look like you've been in close proximity to monkeypox.
You know, we've been doing really well, and it's past 9 o'clock, and I don't want us to,
blow it up. So let's get up out of here. Look, the millennials. Did y'all see that video of the millennials?
What
if
they
you
do?
asked them to stay 5 minutes late.
What they do?
Oh my God! No, it's the Gen Zs, but it's like
it's the Gen Zs.
but it's like it was so
OT.
funny. They was like, millennial, I need you to stay for 10 minutes later. It's gonna help us all. Nope, I don't have no time. I don't care what you say. 10 minutes. I have to go. I am out of here. But excuse me, millennial. This is really going to save the whole world. I don't care. Email it
It's
to
not
me.
a millennial.
Send me
You
an
already
email.
said Gen Z.
Send me an email.
Are we getting time and a half? Is that?
And on that note, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show. Maze, Reese, and Ruthie. If you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. I ain't paying no damn overtime. We out.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man.